Oh yeah, I'd already been working on alternative FTL drives to the Leah dimension.
Besides the
Like,
Leah dimension.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, having more than one dimension to hop through is a good idea.
Yeah. Well, so you said alternative FTLs to the Leah dimension.
Yeah.
I think I was just confused by like the verbiage there.
I don't know what's wrong with the verbiage on that. That's all.
Yeah, no.
Is there problems with having alternatives?
No. You said to the Leah dimension.
Grammar.
Grammar.
It was a grammar problem.
Yeah.
An alternative drive to the Leah dimension using Leah. You mean
not
other
what I
than?
I
Yeah.
meant an
Yeah.
alternate dimension, not a alternate drive.
Grammar. We
Yeah.
know what you meant, but
Yeah, monkeys.
No.
Grammar Nazis now.
not necessarily. No.
It was just confusing the way you said it at first.
And there's Char getting you with the 1-2.
Well, the one I'm currently working on is the drive from what's his name, the oversight committee's drive there. So I've already got that being worked on. I'm actually planning
Spectrum drive.
Spectrum drive is another one I'm looking into, and the third one I was just going to look into general dimensional energy. If, of course, well, the one that I draw from, if of course that turns out not to be the same one that the Spectrum drive runs on.
Sure.
There's.
I'm starting. Yes.
We were also given the location where the ships came from.
Which ships are we referring to?
The Spectrum ships.
The Spectrum ones are the Oversight Committee ones, because those are two different.
I was told it was the ones that came out recently. This is where they came from.
That would be the Oversight.
It was very heavily implied it was the Spectrum department.
For clarification's sake.
Yes.
The Spectrum drives do use the same tech as they've always done. The Oversight Committee's ships are Spectrum ships.
But they do go through the negative energy dimension, if I'm not mistaken?
No, they don't.
No, okay.
They use the point-to-point jump system, like all the other shuttles you've come across do.
Oh,
they just made ships out of them.
Okay, I thought there was implied that they were two different drives. Okay, so
the negative energy dimension would shred your ship.
I don't know. I like they might have found some weird shit because they have ascended of the negative energy.
That shadow there would have to be a negative energy dimension ascended on that vessel for that vessel to make it out, because otherwise it's the negative energy dimension. There is no energy.
Yeah, so we are talking about the same drive then. Cool.
Yes,
so I already have a team working on it. I actually have a me working on it too. We're just assembling that entire back half of that ship, actually.
Mm-hmm. You also you do know where the main manufacturing plant and shipyards are for these vessels. That's what Char was getting at.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we care?
I mean, the thing here is, I care enough that we're going to need an alternative version for at least a bit, because I will shut off the dimension.
I understand that. Oh, you mean for getting one early before we finish reverse engineering?
Yeah. Well, essentially, because like things still need to move.
Yes.
And even if I like shut it off for like 6 hours, having the Empire stand still, so one, I can try and put more energy into the lead dimension, and two, ascend myself, because I'm going to be greedy during this process.
And let's be realistic for a moment. There is the chance that you have misjudged how much energy needs to get put into, or at least how much time needs to get put into it too.
Yeah.
So we need to plan for the worst, even if we're expecting the best.
So my plan. So 6 hours was a very liberal number.
Mhm.
Because
We just don't know.
yeah, well, for me, I calculated that I could do it in about 3 hours, getting a sun close enough to what we want, teleporting it in, let it disperse, and then do my shindig.
That's assuming that the sun plan actually works and it doesn't turn out that crystallizes and doesn't add as much energy as expected.
Yeah.
So I'm going to operate on the assumption that we will need it longer than that. So are you thinking we go to their shipyard, get some commissioned for specifically during the downtime rather than wait for reverse engineering then?
That's
Or
my plan, yeah.
I don't know anything about the shipyard, so I think we'll have to investigate that before we come to a decision one way or another. Because they could be very helpful and get us exactly what we need. Why did I say I? We're talking about we here. I'm sorry, my brain's not fully functional today.
Mhm.
Cool.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah, me, myself, and I. That's all of you.
I could go to the Spectrum board.
You're on that now, aren't you?
No.
Yeah.
I thought he was the Leah representative for it.
He is the Leah representative, sure, but he's not one of the high board members. He's one of
Got
he's one of the department heads for one of the sub departments underneath Spectrum. You absolutely can get a access to talk to a group of people or the upper board. But the upper board is currently non-existent because it's controlled by the oversight department.
So we have to get a hold of the oversight department.
I have a contact number with them.
Or you can go to your Spectrum buddy.
I was just thinking that. I don't know what his rank is / or was.
Yeah, that's kind of a.
He's never told me. He's just kind of there, and he's helpful, and he can. I know he, at least prior to the oversight committee, was very high up because he got me a fleet immediately, no hesitation. And also, I kind of want to get rid of the oversight committee because they seem to be assholes. But that's a more personal thing.
No, I definitely agree with you there.
They're rapidly becoming more of a pain than they're worth. But I don't know. It's just felt that way, and it's felt that they've rapidly becoming more of a problem than they're actually worth.
And alternatively, my alternative here was to go talk to. If they said no, let's go above them.
What, above the oversight committee?
Go above the oversight committee, and to
only the Thunderhead.
Yes, and go talk to the Thunderhead because we know where the Thunderhead is.
Well, yeah, because my what you call it? My investigator in training. I forget the word for it.
Junior investigator.
Junior investigator. Thank you. She is the fucking toll. So yeah, we can talk to him, and I have a me that does. But the problem is they're not going to trust it second. Well, I don't know how they'll react to the toll saying it. We would have to have Margrave say it directly, I think.
Yeah. But the Margrave would speak for Thunderhead.
Yeah. Because she does speak for the Thunderhead at the moment.
Yes.
But also, he's still in the update process, so the Oversight Committee might be assholes about it still. Because while he's in the update process, they basically are in his role.
Yeah.
And they've already said that, yeah.
One thing though, do they know that Margrave is the toll?
Yes.
Okay, then never mind. I don't need to bring anything more up.
Yeah, I borrowed a fleet from them to be her personal guard fleet. We have a lot of firepower in the system she's in.
Excellent.
A lot. But unfortunately, they're part of why we have a lot of firepower in the system that she's in. Well, my biggest concern with the oversight committee on that front is that they've already expressed that they want to try and effectively force the Thunderhead to accept them as a permanent part of his government,
Yeah.
which I don't like.
It's nice to have checks and balances, but at the same time,
Who balances them?
Yeah.
no, that's there. I mean, that should be put in
Thunderhead
place.
would.
You see, my concern is very different, and that is that what right do they have to do it? I mean, they're claiming an old right from the Stormfront, but all the systems like them from the Stormfront were retired for a reason. They're too draconian, and well, usually they're too draconian. I know they've shown some ability to be lenient, but the thing is, their version of lenience is, "Did we kill you? No. Well, good." Hmm. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't trust them. I don't trust them not because I don't think they're loyal to the Thunderhead. I don't trust them because I don't think that they have the right thinking for the modern age. I think they're too old school.
Maybe a reformation of the oversight department would be
Potentially.
have someone like from our group take charge.
Or we just fuck off and go form our own country.
Blackjack and hookers?
Blackjack and hookers. You know what? Forget the blackjack. Nothing but hookers.
That's not like you. Always the blackjack.
You're right. The blackjack makes us fun money. Also, it's fun.
So you can pay for the hookers.
Are you implying I'm going to pay my own hookers?
You're gonna pay me.
Well, Jackie, you want to join the hookers?
No. I was saying the hookers are gonna pay me. Is what I was just saying.
I'm just, thinking about it. Jackie would make a lot of money that way. People would be excited. Just saying.
Pimp named Jackie.
Nothing but robots.
Robots.
So, yeah.
No, but seriously, I am largely considering, like, legitimately, basically going, I'm not going to acknowledge the authority of the oversight committee until the Thunderhead tells me to, and just kind of sit with that and let them deal with it. Like, I mean, shit. When they told me how to contact them, they were like, "Oh yeah, contact us through the investigator general because he's our main, person in the government." And I'm like, "You mean the man that let the military fucking go buck wild to the point where the admirals get called gods?" Yeah. Oh yeah. He's definitely better than us at doing his fucking job, right? Right? Sorry. I've had that in my head for a bit. I've been thinking
I can
about
tell.
this.
Mm. But if you were in that situation, in their seat, would you have been able to fix it?
You mean stuck in the middle of nowhere forever? No. In the investigator general seat? Yes. Because I got put into a seat like his, and my first immediate action was to start fixing some of it.
Right. But also, look at the comparison between you two. You don't have to run the entire bureau. You have multiple bodies. You don't need to sleep.
It sounds like a lot of excuses.
You're trying to compare
I'm trying to compare somebody who has had millennia to be very good at their job, an entire bureau behind them to try and function through it,
Mm-hmm.
to somebody who is having to build all of it from the ground up. Yes.
Yeah. And if you send your people out, they get shot or spaced. And the
Yeah.
distance between the two is months, if not years. You can complain about it all you want because you're viewing it through your rose-colored lenses of I can do all this stuff.
Yeah,
But-
I'm saying that he could have come up with better solutions than no solutions at all.
Right. Maybe. But you don't know the history of it. You don't know all the red tape that guy has to suffer through. You
Yeah,
don't know how
Matt,
badly his hands are tied.
Matt, I don't know these things,
Right.
and you know what? Also doesn't matter that much because it doesn't change the end result.
Sure. But you're
It
complaining
doesn't.
about a situation. Or, never mind.
No.
You can grab it back. It's fine. It's whatever.
This is me talking to other players about it right now. I don't know why you are getting so defensive about it.
I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of it.
It's not hypocrisy, though.
No, you're setting a double standard.
No, hypocrisy would be if I was grousing about him doing nothing while I sat on my ass and did nothing as well. That's
fair.
hypocrisy.
Well, that's fair. But you're trying to compare a rock to an orange.
I'm trying to compare somebody that was picked a very long time ago for their competency that has not been displaying much of that competency.
In your opinion?
In my opinion. I haven't seen much of it. Like
I'm more willing to side with General here, just because before I showed up, getting from one side to the other was what?
From
5
the
years?
jewel? No, from the jewel to the front, it's a 2.5-year journey.
Mhm.
In one way.
And then you gotta hope that everyone on the ship doesn't murk you.
Right.
Then again, I would expect the general who probably went to the first war and is a pinnacle potential user to go beat up an entire starship.
I don't believe he's a I don't think he's a potential user.
General's not? No.
Well, then you know what? He had so long to pick it up.
I guess my point is a lot of these issues that are like, oh yes, they're so far away, a lot of the issues of the military having gotten so far out of hand could have been solved at the baseline a lot easier than they can be solved now.
Then why is it the general's fault if the baseline needed to be solved? Wouldn't that be the Thunderhead's problem?
And our job is to check things like that.
Sure.
Yeah, part of the problem of that is the Thunderhead. But our job is literally to look at the Thunderhead and go, "Hey, man, you've got a problem here that needs to be fixed immediately."
Yeah, and then there was a coup.
That isn't the Thunderhead, but that whatever. The point I'm getting at is I'm not confident in the oversight committee's position to make the decisions they're trying to make because they themselves are trying to play catch up. And a lot of the decisions they're trying to make currently is under the assumption that things are going to continue to function how they did in the past with the Thunderhead, which is very much not what's happening to this current update.
Well, we'll see.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's what I think.
Wait, you're allowed to think? No!
I do nothing but think.
I mean, me getting thoughts out got me yelled at by the GM, so I guess not.
Yeah, you're not allowed to think. Obey. That's what you must do.
Honestly, I'm tempted just to go above them and talk to Thunderhead directly. I'm like, hey, here's a problem, and since you're updating, I feel like this is something you need to know.
I keep him updated as to what's going on as best I can.
Yeah.
Like, that's why there's a body posted there, other than, the fact that it's protecting Margrave.
So actually, I would schedule a meeting with. I'd like to schedule a meeting with Margrave to inform them about something important.
I know there's a lot of people
Who do you go
looking.
through?
I go through Liam.
Yeah, I'm the one that handles the scheduling for the meetings because, while I took direct command of her location there, I am not being preferential, however, so I don't know how heavy her schedule is because we've never talked about it.
Consider her literally. She's missing sleep. She
Mhm.
is so overburdened with the amount of people that need attention that it's extremely difficult because there's just so many people. The
Yeah.
amount of traffic is similar to a full-on shipyard.
I take it she never took up a decision as to what transhumanist thing to pick up then, huh?
No, she's gonna remain neutral or undecided on that until she is no longer the toll. That's her decision.
Alright.
Any
that's acceptable.
modifications now could.
No, it's acceptable for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to argue with her. It is her life, her body. I told her she needs to pick one, not that she needs to do it immediately. She can take her
She doesn't-
time, and
she
she
doesn't
has
mind.
good. Huh?
She doesn't mind. It's just, it's not that she doesn't want to. It's what the ramifications of the choice, because it's also about the message that maybe the toll is too weak for the job. There's a whole bunch of connotations people can extrapolate if she just becomes transhuman after becoming the toll as a human.
I mean, we could. Oh, here's an idea. We could cultivate her so she doesn't have to sleep as much.
That could help, but that would be some people being very pissy because they can't get their meeting in.
Yeah. All right. So to get her a meeting with Aether is going to take some finagling, huh?
Right.
How long do you
And
need?
yeah, that's the real question. And when do you need it by?
I would prefer sooner rather than later, because as I'm the head of the Leah board,
I asked how long, not when.
how long for the meeting?
Yes.
I can have all the materials prepped in an hour, and then I can just hand them to Margrave, and say 20 minutes to answer questions. Maybe 30.
What are you trying to assemble and give to the toll?
What is your actual proposal?
So my goal is to essentially give the toll and essentially the Thunderhead a comprehensive report on the current energy levels and state of the lead dimension, along
Okay.
with our current projected use of it and the eventual collapse of the lead dimension at this point.
All right. So are you looking to provide this information to then get an answer from him as to what he wants? Or are you trying to propose? I know you have a solution in mind already.
Yes. There's
So
going to
are you just trying to get approval for that?
Yeah, the proposal would be to stop the lead dimension and or stop travel to the lead dimension and start a refueling process on it.
And of course, getting approval to have spectrum drives put on critical ships to ensure that the Empire doesn't fall apart in the meantime.
Yes.
That type of conversation will not take 20 minutes. It'll take almost 30 minutes to review the information you provide alone. And that's not including your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And other people may want to be there for that meeting.
We might
A lot
have
of-
to put this together as a larger meeting where it's going to include, I would definitely include the investigator general in it. Because,
Hey, you might actually meet them in person for once.
what, the general? I've met him in
Uh-huh.
person once?
Twice.
Twice? I think it is
I've met him
twice
twice too. Um,
now. And then the oversight council committee is going to want somebody there.
Yeah.
I guess I'm mostly bitter that they wasted so much of my time at the end of the auction.
They do, yeah.
It's just anyway.
But- I would say that I would give this like a priority 1 alert.
Yeah, this is relevant. No, that's why I'm trying to figure out how to finagle this, because it is important enough that you're absolutely right. We need to discuss it with him. We're probably going to want some of the fleet in, at least a representative of the fleet, which they can sort that out among themselves. I am not going to try to sort that out for them.
You're going to have to contact Fleet Command for that.
Yes, I know.
I'll contact Fleet Command for you.
You know what? Yes, you no. I'm already made myself the organizer of this, didn't I? Fuck. Because okay, so here's the thought that just popped in my head is if I do that, it reflects poorly on me as the one organizing this stuff on behalf of the toll, who is already having to do all these meetings, all this shit to begin with. And it reflects poorly on behalf of the Regency for it as well. Not only that, it also puts there's already a lot of favoritism in our group that is very blatant and obvious. But if I have you do that for my meeting, that could cause problems in the future for both of us for that association.
I mean, that's kind of true, but at the same time, it's the idea that I am the one calling the meeting.
He's the expert, per se.
Well, no, like that's the thing. I'm calling the meeting. I'm just facilitating it through appropriate channels, and the appropriate channels have determined the severity of it.
Atlas Foundation, we're going to need a representative from Atlas. I would say the Spectrum Department, but that's being run by the Oversight Committee now. Actually, no. The Investigator General is their representative in these sort of matters, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be fine for that. So really, Admiral, Atlas, Investigator General.
Me.
We're going to want some... Yeah, well, you're a given. You're the one giving the presentation. If you're not there, I'm concerned. A representative from the cultivators, I think.
Cultivator Union?
Uh-huh. I think a representative from the cultivator union will end up being appropriate because
Why
we
them?
need... Okay. It's mostly a political move on our part, I think.
Fair enough.
Including them into this, giving them a voice into it, they will highly appreciate. And there are Leah cultivators outside of the Leah department.
True.
It will definitely rub the fleet the wrong way. But also, I don't care. A representative, at least one representative for the shipyards, definitely.
Which one? Or ones?
We're probably going to need one from each, aren't we? Because otherwise we're snubbing one of them if we don't. And all of the shipyards are important. How many shipyards are there again? There's only 6 major ones, right?
6 major, yeah.
And then the one Spectrum one.
Hmm.
That's fine. What are we
Technically,
up to? 10 people?
Fleet Command would count. But each of those stations has a cultivator.
Yeah, the stations themselves are too important as individual powers outside of Fleet Command to do that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Do you disagree, Char? What do you think?
I think the problem we bring them in, we're adding too many things to the pod. And what do they rely on the Leah generators for? That's my
Construction
question.
mostly. They're the ones that install them.
But
They're
don't
the
they
ones that-
answer to Fleet Command?
Yes and no. Because Fleet Command has to petition them for ships. However, if they piss off any one of the admirals too much, it becomes a problem for them as well. They're kind of in the middle.
At that point, you only need Ouroboros Station, because Ouroboros is the only one that's outfitting right now.
Maybe we just do. We could have them send a representative with their own selection. Tell them you get one person to be your voice in there, pick carefully, and then they can sort it out themselves again.
Yeah,
Same thing we're
because
doing with Fleet Command.
Because if we add too many voices in, like,
it dilutes the vote too much for when there's an inevitable vote on this shit.
not only that, too many hands in the kitchen.
Yeah. So, Fleet Command, Cultivator Union, General, a representative from Atlas, and a representative from the shipyards. That's what, 6 people? Admiral, Cultivator, General. Yeah, so that's 5 people. And then, us will be there. Is there anybody we need that we're missing that you can think of?
I think I'm also going to bring my Master Zishi along. I'm going to have to fix her first, but I will bring her along. As she's been recognized by the Thunderhead as the voice of the Leah people.
Yeah, she's the guardian of the Leah souls, yeah.
Could be a threat, though.
Could be considered a threat, but also is officially recognized by the Thunderhead as the guardian of the Leah souls.
Right.
And
But you're not sending Ouroboros himself to these meetings, you're sending a representative, and you are the representative of your people. They're the guardian.
Yeah. You
Same
feel like you don't
concept.
need more. That's fair.
Yeah, I
Her
see what
showing
you're
up,
saying.
that's the muscle. That is a threat.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I see what he's saying.
I mean,
she's the guardian. That's implying that not doing this is a threat to them and that you're willing to respond with by force, which, while probably true, probably shouldn't be stated so bluntly.
does it need to be stated? There's sheer presence there. Is the statement. Pretty tricky.
Yeah.
And you want to be a politician? Oh boy.
See, sometimes you just get to be blunt, though.
Yeah. No, that's a perfectly viable option, huh?
So I don't think we need anything from the mech people, much as they use Leah as well. Honestly, they're redundant at a certain point. We're maybe a representative of like the ground forces, but they're so.
There are 3 groups you cannot afford not to have at this meeting. Think hard.
Well,
the groups that haven't been. Sorry, continue.
3 we haven't already thought of to finish his question.
3 you haven't thought of.
I would say the Aces.
That place is gone. They're scattered to the winds.
We've got us and fucking I just thought of one. What's Brightest Star.
That's a maybe, but not necessary.
Yeah, I guess.
The front, no, because we have the fleet here. We need a representative from the Frontier Fleet.
No, that's Fleet Command. You just need one person from Fleet Command.
Yeah. So we've got that. We've already got
Oversight committee.
that's the general.
You already have that, yeah.
Yeah, the investigator general works for the oversight committee, or at least so they have claimed. I don't know his opinion on it or her opinion on it. I don't actually know the general's gender. The toll itself is going to be there, so I mean that's already a representative for that.
The general's a guy.
Cool. Oh, Nieth, of course, but no, I'm her representative in this, aren't I?
That's correct, yes.
I actually really don't know. Like
You guys are talking about not just the Leah dimension. You're talking about finding dimensional energy alternatives.
Yeah.
Who's missing?
The Spectrum department was already talked about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a representative from the Mana Front. They are part of the Spectrum.
Yeah, but I thought that would be covered under the.
It is, just like Aether is the direct representative of their dimension. You need somebody else from the Mana dimension.
And someone also. Okay, I see where we're going with this. We'll need somebody from the whatever dimension we want to route them through as well. So
Yep.
if we're routing it through the Spectrum department's systems, we will want somebody specifically from the Spectrum department and the cultivation group that works with that, don't we?
Yeah, you're gonna need Grandmaster Nimlana.
Fuck, so we have to retrieve Nimlana first.
She's the expert on, literally the only Grandmaster to ever been called that of the Spectrum path.
But we don't know
Cool,
where
so
they
let's-
are, right?
Yeah, we do. We know exactly where she is. She's
You
in a
found out?
prison. She's in a
Okay.
dimensional prison. I've
Oh,
had
cool.
that info for a bit now. I sent somebody to look into it from the Spectrum department. They're all dead already. As it turns out, it's a giant prison that is mostly a political prison. That she got locked up in. We have to get her out, but there's a handful of people in there. Like I think it was like 2, maybe 3 people that genuinely should be dimensionally locked up that are. Well, they definitely murdered everybody else that went in there already.
Okay.
You're also missing one group, one organization, and if you don't have them there, you basically should not even have the meeting at all.
Yeah, I'm going through my shit right now to see if I've got one. Not the Royal Guard.
Nope.
I already said the Atlas Foundation.
They'll have somebody there, yep.
Not the Black Guard.
If you're looking through your notes on the treason handout, that has not been updated in a hot minute.
What, you're talking about my war plans thing? Yeah, I'm looking through factions on there.
Yeah, that hasn't been updated in a while.
Well, yeah, that's because we haven't gotten anything to add to it in a hot minute.
Or altered.
Fuck, that's right. I do need to add a couple things. Oh, we're thinking from the Jewel. Are you thinking of the enigmatic government?
Nope, you don't need to include them at all.
Yeah, I was about to say, how the fuck would I include them?
They want nothing to do with anything outside of the Jewel.
Yeah.
Would it be someone else that uses Leah, or is it just someone else's?
No, that's already represented.
Yeah, we already have plenty for that. We're almost overrepresented for Lee in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically from the Ascended as a whole, but
Not necessary.
yeah,
The Ascended aren't under their own coalition, union, or group. They're all divided.
Yeah,
exactly. It would be absolutely necessary if they unionized.
Yeah. Which we might, but so hold on. I got this. So I'm writing a list down. General Investigator, Spectrum, Manafront, Atlas, Potentia, Fleet. What
As a hint,
about?
this is a group you do not fuck with under any circumstances.
There's so many of those.
This is
Right.
like top 3.
It's the lead department. Do we need someone from? No, because they're not a department anymore, are they?
Who?
Oh,
The fucking Fun Time Land.
Orchards?
no.
Mordred's, yeah.
The
Representative.
animatronics? No, they're
Yeah, the
destroyed.
animatronics. Yeah.
If you want to be very technical, I would be the representative.
You would, but yes. Also, the Chemtech department will not need a representative
No, they're not.
because
that
they're
technical.
they're a fledgling organization. They have nothing to do with dimensional energy. So
Hold
Mm,
on. I'm gonna write down what we already have so that
I put it in Enigma.
you'll
Did you already?
facepalm, Liam. You'll facepalm when you think of it.
Pay
Um,
attention.
We don't really need the ground forces.
Nope.
We don't need the mecha departments.
Think macro, not micro.
Oh, what's it called? The people that handle all of the ownership of property.
Obelisk Foundation.
Obelisk Foundation.
If you
Yeah?
do not have them and or their permission, nothing happens.
Why do we need their permission?
They're
They-
caretakers of. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Liam.
They basically own anything that hasn't already been put on somebody for stewardship by the Thunderhead. If there is a space like a star system that is not already been told by somebody, yes, this is your property, you're in charge of it, handle it, they own it.
Oh,
they
and we're
are-
wanting to take stars.
we're
Yes.
talking about stars, and they're also some of the biggest game for like manufacturing, ship construction. Like technically speaking, they own the dimensions that we can get secured as close as we can get what's called secured.
Yep. Spectrum
They have-
Department actually has to get permission from the Obelisk Foundation to use energy from different dimensions.
I don't know how to spell the name of that foundation.
Obelisk, Obelisk.
Okay. Obelisk Regency.
Yeah. They're the landlords
Shipyard.
of the entire empire.
Interesting. So do I owe them rent then?
Technically. No,
Yes.
they don't. They don't really charge rent per se, but what they do is they go, can you make this be useful to the Empire? If no, find a way to do it. If you can't do that, we're taking it away.
Yes. So if you mismanage your properties in your territory, it is stripped from you and given to someone else who can.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So they claim. So they at least in the eyes of Thunderhead claim ownership over the lead dimension.
Yes.
It's gonna suck if I shut them out of it.
Yeah, that's kind of why we do need to talk to them. They're on the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what I can do is essentially I can send a message out to all these people saying, I have a meeting set up for this to talk about this, and you just have to get that meeting on the books.
Yeah.
So when they officially go and check it, they're like, Leah Department, emergency meeting concerning Leah Dimension, stated by Aether.
Well, the thing is, because of the people we have involved, we're going to have to work around their schedules to a certain degree as well. We have to be reasonable about it. Because if we're not, we will lose a lot of support really rapidly. especially since we're going to make like the fleet and the shipyards figure out who they want to have as a representative. Like we have to make sure we give them time to sort that out among themselves.
Yeah.
There's a bypass, Liam.
Yes.
You can have Margrave ask the Thunderhead, and if the Thunderhead thinks it is that important, the toll will say you have X amount of time to pick your representative. Shuttles will be sent to collect them. Move it now.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll do that then. I was actually just
Um,
considering something along those lines.
And in order to kind of back up the claim, I'm going to send over like a little samplet of data
Huh?
To show that we have maybe 5 years left of the data dimension at current consumption rates, but also put under there the projected consumption rates going up, especially with the new.
Rise, yeah.
Especially with your new ship design, which you put out, which is very interesting because now you're shutting down your own project. Or it could look like you're trying to monopolize the Leah dimension for your own personal gain. There's a lot of bad scope on this, bad perception. Because you're saying, we need to put the burden of our entire species on a different dimension. Also, check out my cool Leah ship. That thing uses more Leah than an entire fleet. Passively, not just the jump.
Passively. Yeah, not even on the jump.
Right. So that's bad optics. Like that is.
It is something that I'm going to have. Yeah, it's something I'm going to have to walk through carefully because it'd be under the aspect of this was originally designed, and then this is when I made it.
When you send in your samplet, don't even mention that it's your new drives that are doing it. Just let him know that these are the numbers and let him make his decision from there.
Well, no, I'm not even including my new ship. I'm just showing the increased consumption based on the new drive that I put out.
Yeah, I'm saying don't mention that it's your drive that's doing it. Just say future consumption will look like
this.
Your Leah pearls are also a big problem too. The amount of condensed energy that those use it are required for production is crippling.
Here we are causing as many problems as we solve.
Right? And I was like, hey, I've given you guys answers, but here's the thing. We have to look at the tank on our gas, right? We're hitting below quarter tank.
Yeah, but so I want all of you to stop using the gas so I can use it.
I'm not saying that.
But that's what it could be perceived as. I get what he's saying.
Right. Well, no, like, so part of that's going to be my answer to this, my rebuttal is we're going to start putting gas back into the tank by siphoning stars.
We're going to siphon the tank out of somebody else's tank. That's how we're going to refill our tank.
Well, he does have the logical argument that all energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is just moved. So where has the energy moved?
So,
well, you know.
So Investigator General, Spectrum, Mana, Atlas, Potentia, Fleet, Obelisk, Regency, Shipyards. Who did I not write down? Did I not write somebody down that we discussed?
That's everyone.
That's everybody? So that is including yourself.
There's one more group that you're going to want to include. Not because they have any relationship to dimensional energy at all. It's the scope of what they cover.
Who? Can we not play the guessing game on this one? Like,
oh, I love the guessing game.
You know what?
This is me checking your notes.
Because like, there's so many departments right now that we're having to cover.
Right. Well, you don't necessarily need
to back it up.
You don't necessarily need Brightest Star, but you could include them.
Okay.
That would be a big political play, though. But it is not necessary. There's
because of everything that's been going on. Because and this is, I'll tell you now, Char. This one is going to be a for me play. I am going to invite them because I need to start making inroads to start basically offering the olive branch so that we can stop the Civil War before it gets hot. Because right now it is a civil war.
My caveat there is they're allowed to sit but not vote.
That is something you can do. Yes, you can have X number of voting seats, and then there are you've been invited to participate in the discussion, but you do not get voting power.
I'm going
limited.
I'm going to give Crashing Anvil a seat to talk on, not to vote, only to talk.
That is actually the one you were missing.
There you go.
The representative from Stormfront and Crashing Anvil.
Because yes, I did just think of that when I was going through because I did look through my notes and I'm like, oh, that's right. He's the one that controls the Ancient Guard, which make up a significant portion of our fighting force.
Yeah, there's also another group you might want to invite, a representative from the Manufacturing Union, because they're going to be making this new stuff.
Wait, there's a manufacturing union?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Everyone is allowed to participate in the union or be separate. It's actually very loosely run. It's basically it helps everyone keep up to industry standards.
Okay. You know what? Here, I'm thinking voting seats. Investigator General. Spectrum. Should we give the mana people voting seat, you think?
I think you should give them a voting seat because if we don't, it's more of a slap in the face.
Well, there's going to be a big room or a differentiation between two things. Experts bringing their testimony and their findings versus the people in actual power.
Yeah.
You don't need to give everyone a seat. Less seats, the better, because that's less votes.
Yeah.
I'm listing out the people we can't reject.
So you need to give. I would recommend giving the fleet voting power.
Well, here's my initial suggestion because I'm on the same page on you on that.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what I have before we add more. The Investigator General, since he represents the oversight and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Spectrum.
Yep.
Atlas Foundation.
Yep.
Fleet.
Yeah.
Obelisk.
It has to, yeah.
And Leah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not Leah?
No, if you're going to exclude mana,
you
are no different from being excluded for like the mana dimension people. If you put yourself in there, that says something.
But it is their dimension. So
right.
Leah's soul?
Nope.
Nope. Has to be the mana.
It's under Spectrum now. It's under Spectrum. Spectrum gets the vote.
Now.
Gets the vote.
Spectrum already gets. Yeah. Okay, so Spectrum's already voting on your behalf for that.
Then Mana Front doesn't get a vote either.
No, nope. I already excluded them.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the thing.
Okay. Go ahead.
After that, I wouldn't give Potentia votes.
No, I wasn't planning to. I'm giving them a voice, not a vote.
That could be tricky. That's correct, but that could be extremely tricky. The amount of cultivators outstrips the amount of troops you have. They are the Marine Force. Usually.
Yeah. And the thought process there is the ones who matter in this vote are far and fewer in between than those who do.
Let me put one thing out too. Right now we have 5 votes on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the Thunderhead being a tie, like a. Actually, yeah, no, we have to take into account if somebody decides to abstain from the vote. So we have 5 people. Thunderhead can be a tiebreaker. If we add one more person, we will absolutely need to add one more group, because if we add one more vote, then it's an even vote set. It makes it too easy to have a stalemate that way.
there's a stalemate at all, the Thunderhead just makes a decision, period, and can override everyone.
Which I'm
If-
fine with. I don't know if you are.
I'm more fine with because I think the Thunderhead would make the right call here. Because it's either that or cripple an entire dimension.
Well, it's not our dimension, so the Thunderhead might go, fuck it, I don't care.
That's the risk. You're pretty sure he's not going to. There's going to be a clever plan.
Mhm.
But you may not like parts of that plan.
I might not like parts of the plan, but it's better than people going, no, we're just going to cripple the dimension.
Sure.
As
In
long
which
as
case,
you
my response would be equally, I'm going to cripple this dimension.
let's not get into whose big dick is bigger. Let's
And
not
then there is a war of the Ascended.
let's not see who can shunt who into the negative energy dimension faster, okay? Let's not get into that competition. We don't need a quick draw duel in the middle of the conference.
It's very reminiscent
Exactly.
of a particular incident involving a council a while back.
Yeah. As long as you don't threaten the Thunderhead, I won't move. Actually, as long as you don't threaten the Eth, I won't move.
I won't threaten yet.
Great, then
Directly.
don't
Directly.
you, don't you say
Don't get
that.
me. Don't get me involved,
Yeah.
please.
Because you will have both me and Jackie involved at that point, and Jackie can wrestle your math.
Yes, literally.
Yeah, no.
Wait a
why I'm-
second. You could what?
No, fair. My response would be very simple. I teleport to the jewel and rip a hole, and then I walk away.
You know, that's
Then
a whole
Shangri-La
other
mirror
problem.
dimensions it. Can we not? I like this
not.
place.
Actually, there's a me there. Please don't send me to an alternate dimension. That one's retired. She's trying to live a civilian life.
Enigma blasting off again.
Shit, who knows realistically how many times people have accidentally in the entirety of Enigma, and we just never knew.
Right. Anyways.
Okay, I'm looking at 5 voting seats right now. I'm not gonna give Crashing Anvil a vote for the same reason I'm not giving myself a direct vote.
Or Stormfront or Neo.
Yeah. That's why I said when I said myself, I meant the Regency on behalf of Nieth.
Well, it's pretty clever because if you're going to exclude all the individual flavor departments of Spectrum, all the dimensional representatives for the over, like the main department Spectrum, same goes for Thunderhead, Crashing Anvil, and Neith are sub departments of Thunderhead. So pretty clever.
Yeah, basically my thought too is it basically makes everything slightly more even if it's not really.
Yeah. Because that is what I would do. It's make it.
So that's the voting seats. Everybody not listed there gets a voice. We'll get Crashing Anvil in. We'll invite Brightest Star. They get a voice but not a vote. I'm going to leave the cultivators out, even though I know that could be a little thorny, but I'm going to leave them out for the same reason I'm not including any more individual than that as well. Because, actually, I should change that as the Investigator General to Oversight Committee, because he's just their representative in this meeting. We just know who they're sending already.
You also have the tough decision to exclude, because anyone you don't give a voice at all will be known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manufacturing's going to have a voice.
What I'm trying to get at is even if Leah doesn't have a voice, they get a voice through Spectrum. If you cut the cultivators out completely, they don't have a representative for their voice, and they are a huge faction.
Oh no! Like we're still gonna give them a voice.
Who?
They just don't get a vote.
But that's the problem. They're what's holding this place together besides the fleet. They're the Marines on the ships.
There are a
They're the
lot of-
ground troops.
There are a
They're
lot of the fucking pilots.
You're right. They are also in everyday life. They are such a critical aspect of enigmatic society and why you're able to fight back.
Hell, most of the fleet captains are actually no.
Every
That's
ship
a-
captain's a cultivator. Every
Well,
single
that's
one of them. Is.
actually
Yeah.
no. There's our loophole. They're already represented in the fleet captains. They're already represented by the fleet.
That would be a loophole if you want to use that. That would be a great loophole. But they may not see it that way.
You can also say that they're being represented by the fact that an Ascended is speaking, who is a potential user.
Right. And see, that's how integrated they are in society. They should have a vote and a representative at the table. But you absolutely can just say, well, we have everyone here is nearly a cultivator, so they're represented anyways, right?
At this point, the only ones that aren't cultivators that are going to be voting
Is the Atlas Foundation.
The Atlas Foundation is the only one, because even the Oversight Committee, they're all cultivators.
Manufacturing Union.
They don't have a vote. They're represented, but not a vote. They have a voice.
No vote. Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, so I'm tempted to
voice seats right now.
I'm actually tempted to say put Potentia into the voting seats.
That could actually come to think of it, because the Thunderhead is going to be our tiebreaker for if this can't make a decision, that could force a decision to be made one way or the other.
That's why I'm thinking of it. It forced a decision.
Yeah, because nobody in this council is going to want the Thunderhead just to make the final decision, because, well, that's just how cultivators and the like are.
And
could have Shangri-La.
Who's your cultivator?
They're the original.
Yeah. We could technically say
what about your boy Ezekiel?
We'll do the same thing with the cultivators.
Ezekiel's voice is, he is a god, therefore this is above him.
This is below him, you mean?
Oh yes, this is below him, sorry.
Don't insult him by saying this is above him. What's wrong with you? He's above this! If he asks, we'll just be like, oh, yes, we didn't think you would want to vote among the worms. We didn't think such mundane concerns were your problem.
Yes, get back to getting me my luxury goods. Go.
Yes.
Hands him more cigars. Would you like another hooker, sir?
Yes! All the hookers.
Shipped straight in from Enigma.
Oh. They're so bland, though. Where's my spicy frontier hookers?
Fine, we'll get you a spicy frontier hooker who will punch you in the face.
Love it. I can cultivate while I get my game on.
No. We're gonna be better. These are actually from across the front.
You know what?
The other side.
We just got derailed.
Yeah,
100%.
Ezekiel just does that.
We're just gonna hire in hookers from the aliens.
Yes.
That's a thought. That's a bad thought. I'm making that thought go away. I'm gonna put
Ezekiel is Captain Kirk. Congratulations.
Do you want to add one of the alien ambassadors? Not as a voting seat, but listening.
There's only one left because we killed the other one.
Right. Do you want to ship them over? Let them listen in?
Why the fuck would I want to?
Why not? It would be cheeky.
It would be cheeky as shit, but we know they have some way to communicate with the aliens on the low scale, so this would just be telling them that we're going to have the Leah dimension down for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be the point? It would be...
I'll let you think on it.
It would It would represent us trying to open some inways for diplomacy with the aliens.
And should they ever be like, why are they here? I'm like, we've been talking to them for centuries and been like, here, see, play.
Hello.
As we show them recording of Talos Station.
Here's a thought. Here's a thought that just popped in my head.
Hmm.
If we did include them, there is a possibility that the queens will weigh in and offer an alternative FTL method if they want to try to start actually moving towards genuine diplomacy with us.
Yeah, you could avoid the fight with the breakers altogether.
Because
Especially since the aliens take such high praise from, or put Ascended so high up in their like.
yeah.
And you're going to have at least 3, maybe 5 representatives, especially if you include the Starforger clan. Not as a voting member, but as a
Starforgers. Yeah, that's the. I was trying to remember who that was. Starforgers. Yeah, they're gonna have a voice.
I say bring in the ambassadors.
Just one
ambassador.
Yeah, you guys have, at recommendation from several others, killed all of them except for one.
Yeah, well, I removed one because he was messing with my my box full my box full of Stormfront from the Athena base, or not Athena base. Well, it was Athena base at the time. Ares base.
Mm-hmm.
I removed his
messing
influence.
with my shit.
Through him, technically speaking, he could have gotten into my head because that Stormfront fragment is there. Shit, I just remember there's Stormfront fragments listening through my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not addressing that ever.
Crashing Anvil also does that too.
Yeah, I know. So does. Okay, if we recall, my brain is basically a DMZ for the AIs because I have 2 different versions of Stormfront, Thunderhead, and Crashing Anvil in there. And Nieth, and me. Shit.
So,
there's a lot going on in my head, okay? There's a reason it takes a lot of processing power to run myself.
So yeah, that's what I would do. As voice seats, voting seats.
Because then
So I would take potentially out of the voice and put them into the voting.
All right. Yeah, let me here. I can edit messages. So let me just cut that. Also, I'm going to put that so now that's not going to let me put a space in there. Put you. Nope, I said thank you. What if it'll let me put one at the bottom here? There. So here, also to be more specific, rather than saying it's the investigator general,
it's the oversight department.
Should I include a representative from the investigators? I will give them a voice, but not a seat, a vote. That's what I'll do. Give the investigators a voice, but not a seat. Brightest star. We already did mana, manufacturing, regency, crashing anvil, shipyard.
Make sure you have someone there that can insult everyone, like a certain someone.
Oh yes, you got to make sure.
Dr. Rogers is there.
No.
You have to put down there has a voice that is Shangri-La.
I was gonna. Okay. Ooh, if we're gonna do that, should I include E?
No, because I think you would kill half the people there.
Also, the main reason behind the Breaker assault in the first place is E.
Right. Let's not include her in the vote. Let's not include her. Oh, I could do what's her name from. I will give. Oh no, she's on the map. What am I thinking? What's her?
Subject X.
Yeah, I could give her the option to have a voice in it.
So again, the problem there is we have normal humans. If you bring any of the black potential users, like any of the subjects there, they will just kill them by being near.
They won't. No, they are. You're underestimating how good they are at controlling themselves when they want to.
Same issue with E. X is the same issue with E. S is the same issue with E.
Yeah, I'll skip it. I'll include Shangri-La though. Mostly because that's funny as hell. I'll ask Shangri-La if she wants a voice.
They will think.
They want a voice.
I'm such an old fogey, though. Why would you have me sit in for the entire voice of the cultivators?
Oh no, we have a cultivator one already. I was going to include you to add in random sage wisdom to confuse everybody.
So you're giving me the opportunity to troll and gaslight the most powerful representatives in the. All right, sign me up.
Yeah, I thought you'd be in. I thought you would enjoy this.
I'm gonna say all sorts of shit. It's gonna be great.
And maybe, just maybe, he'll drop actual wisdom that's functional.
Yeah, we'll see.
It'll be an accident, I'm sure. It's usually an accident.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Also, as a note for this, I'm also going to bring up that research. What's the name? Just had it. The Other Ascended, published, and then was slapped out of the lead department for.
I mean, the one that's threatening to destroy humankind?
What? No.
I have no idea.
Not that guy?
Now.
No, Zezro, yes. There was another Aliyah Ascended that I talked to.
Yeah,
and they
you heard his brain case.
Yeah. He said he published a theory about this already and was slapped out of the lead department.
Yep.
So they've already known this for a while.
Oh, isn't he the guy that we're gaslighting?
Yes.
They're gaslighting the shit out of, yes.
Yeah, okay, him. I mean, I don't know. He might have a nervous breakdown if you're actually in the room with him.
No, he would. But, like, I'm using his research because it's published.
We'll include him as the original researcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can point to, this was known time before, he was laughed out. And so this was basically hidden.
Well, I'm going to say that one reflects very poorly on the lead department. Very poorly.
Yeah.
Two, having him there to corroborate your information is very helpful, though.
Yeah.
You'd have to stop gaslighting them, though.
Would I?
Well, so, like, the thing is here, he was already left out of academia, right?
Oh, I can see why we'd have to stop gaslighting him, because then his opinion would be considered less if he doesn't even believe the other person displaying this. We might as well not include him if we keep gaslighting.
Well, no, like, that's the thing. We don't have to include him. We just have to include his research.
Having the actual voice would be immensely profitable for our endeavors as well.
Yeah.
Well, you got a conundrum because he's stagnated, and you guys fucking with him will shake up his stagnation and allow him to further advance or die in the process. But you also want to impress the Xenos there, and they're absolutely enamored by Ascended. The more Ascended you have, the more they'll actually consider potentially compromise.
So, if we're gonna do that, should I include the negative energy Ascended into this stuff like that? Yeah, include shadow, include known ascended. We could just give the known ascended voices. Like if we can get a list. What do you think?
I think that might be help because they know the most about their own. It'd be using their knowledge of their own plane and how it kind of works.
Just don't gaslight them all.
No,
And
which was
then,
my theory behind bringing Zishi as well.
yeah. Well, we already unfortunately went over how much of a threat that technically is.
Yeah,
It'd be a threat, but
Do I care also?
supposedly, if you're gonna add all these people and then a whole bunch of other ascended show up, then you actually loop back into that it is a good idea. But if you're just gonna have a bunch of cultivators and representatives of scientific community and groups, and are going to keep it small, bad idea. If it's huge like this that you've built, great idea.
Let's haul in the other ascended. That way you can include Zishi.
and what I'll do is I'll actually work before we do this because we're probably gonna have some time. I'm gonna make that bracelet to transfer their bleed off back into the face-on dimension.
Who should we have come? We could have a representative of transhumans too. We're going
That's
this
kind
wide scale already.
well, see, that's the thing. You already have the Ascended, and the Ascended are
Oh yeah.
like the pinnacle of transhuman.
Actually, once again, pretty much only the Atlas Foundation and I think the Investigator General aren't transhuman for our representatives here. So, well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're looping back into we already covered by accident ish, sort of accident. We'll go with sort of accident. The sorry, not sorry kind of sort of accident.
Yeah.
What else do we want? Does the base commander, I just forgot her name.
Lilith?
Lilith. Does she count as an ascended? As a
No,
nanite
they're
being?
a transhuman.
Okay.
Ascended is you're an energy being. That's the
No, I understood that. I just didn't know if nanites would count for that or not. That's all.
transhuman.
Yeah, okay. Who else? I think we're going to have a lot of voices as is.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this may take 2 or 3 days.
This is important enough to qualify for it. And if we can play this off correctly with the with the aliens, there is a high probability of us actually, not having to worry about, the war front as much. Oh, that if we do this right, we could so undercut the fleet's what the fleet uses as their political power, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
It'll be an unfortunate side
Yeah, we're
effect.
gonna go at a ceasefire, a truce, for a little bit. The fleets
Actually-
are gonna be like, "Excuse me."
Actually, no. We can frame it as preparing for war, for the next war that's going to follow when the people that have been trying to kill the aliens come into that space. Because it's going to be inevitable we're going to fight them. So we can frame it as we need time to start prepping, like re-prepping our equipment for that. Time to rearm, upgrade, all that jazz. And they'll love it for that reason. We'll make them feel like it's still important.
And if they agree to, and if the aliens are willing to agree to give us, willing to agree to a ceasefire, they may be willing to agree to share technology.
There is a good chance, because this is something I did want to try working towards if possible, but there is a chance of some alliance of us versus who's chasing them. It's not a great chance, but it's better than no chance.
Either you've seen what's on the other side.
Yeah.
It's not good. So the alien fleets, even if they have their elite breakers, it is 1,000 to 1 against the aliens per vessel.
Yeah.
Their average frigate's the size of your battleship. Their main battleship is just a giant weapon platform with a ship attached to it. When they fire that gun, it's a mooncracker. It will split a moon.
Yeah.
And then the aliens are like, oh, we have nothing against that.
I guess technically speaking, we could invite the Greys, but I don't really want to, and they're kind of assholes, and they definitely wouldn't say yes.
They would have a very strong opinion.
They also wouldn't say yes, nor would I want them in the meeting.
I don't know. I think
That could be
I
an
think they
interesting
might
move.
I think they might say yes if we did it right. But I think they would leave very quickly.
I think they would say yes because of, if we phrase it as, oh yeah, no, we're discussing not ending a dimension. That's the type of shit they're very interested in.
Yeah. Hey, can we get an adult here?
That's my actual issue with it, is that's how they would view it.
Yeah. Can we get an adult on this matter? Why, little children, yes, we have very strong opinions on this.
Like I said, they would definitely say yes, and I don't want.
They may give you an answer and a solution, but it would be an ultimatum. It would be a demand.
Do it or we kill you.
Yeah, never mind. I'm going to reject that statement.
Counterpoint. I still might go to them.
You can go to them on an individual basis. Don't invite them to this meeting.
That's fair. Because I know roughly where they're at.
If the Greys get involved,
I don't want.
There won't be a war. It'll be a slaughter.
They use black holes as a primary weapon. It's just not fair. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to be fine, but it'd be very annoying.
Another one of me just got black holed. Fuck!
It'll reconstitute eventually. Eventually.
But it's annoying.
I don't even know where it'll show up.
Whee! Floating in space. I have no idea where I am.
Well, isn't it a good thing I can dimensionally locate myself, huh?
Right. So I think this is a good list.
I think this is a good list. Johnny, can you think of anything to add to the list?
I think I heard my name.
Yeah, I was asking if you can think of anything to add for adding voices to our list.
I mean, I'm pretty biased on my choices, which would be the Iron Eaters. So,
well, they're going to be looped in underneath the Potentia users and the like.
So you got that. You got that covered. What about the cultivator union that keeps track of things?
What?
There's a cultivator union that their little job is to keep track of history.
Is there? Huh.
Yeah.
There's the Preservation Society.
Well, yeah, no. Let's include let's include them just because we are going to be making a historically valid, like a historically relevant decision.
Yep. Yeah, this is pretty important.
The Restoration and Preservation Society.
Yeah, we'll include them just for this is historically important reasons, and having them there to be, in essence, record keepers of the event would be good.
Mm-hmm. As a note, I think this should be a known list and not a private list.
Yes.
So everyone knows who is and isn't coming up.
Oh, that'll cause plenty of stir with having the alien ambassador out. We'll just have him there by name, and the people who know.
And the people who don't are like,
what the fuck's
have
that?
we been infiltrated? Okay.
We're gonna piss so many people off by including him, and I love it. Should we just include the Chaotica just for giggles?
No.
You're right. There's already gonna be a Milo there because there's already a me there. We'll continue on. She counts.
You also have a Shangri-La there who is arguably more chaotic than Chaotica.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
I'm there as well.
Yeah, there's plenty of chaotic, almost
There's-
too much chaotic
There's
influence.
too much Chaotica involved already. We're gonna have to cut somebody. Sorry, Aether, but we're cutting you from your own meeting.
Damn. All right, then go talk to the Greys real quick.
Okay, you do that. I'm gonna go find another dimension to live in while you're doing that.
You hear a ro-do-do-do-do-do-do in the middle of the meeting, and then you hear beep, beep, beep. And there is a moon-sized spaceship attached to your little itty-bitty space station. And they're
So,
like, hey, we heard you're having a barbecue.
no hablo inglés.
Yes, you do.
No, Mr. Superman is not here. Other
I
means
brought burgers.
no. I haven't fallen for the free candy trick since Muldred's the first time round.
Oh, piece of candy.
Yeah, well, when the piece of candy skins you alive, you don't
So-
forget it. I think we have a good enough list. I think we could just keep adding names here, like indefinitely. I think we should settle here. Oh no, you know what? No. What am I thinking? I hired him for this specifically. I shouldn't do it without at least actually like doing this. Hey, 002, I hired you as an advisor. Who do you think I should include in this fucking list?
Kind of scratches his head over the list.
I just
Well,
remembered
this is
Spectrum.
a lot of effort. Oh, jeez.
I just
Well,
remembered to have Spectrum on the
first
voting
assumption is that the investigator general is actually going to be sitting in the oversight seat. It's
don't
not.
care.
He's
don't
not
care.
sitting there. He's going to be on the side.
I don't-
You're probably going to be looking at Shadow sitting in that seat.
Actually, I'm going to put Spectrum as a voice, not a vote, because we weren't including sub department. Is Spectrum? No, we already included
Nope,
Spectrum as a vote. That's
Spectrum
right. We already
is not a sub-department. They're being
That's right. We already.
overseen by oversight.
I just remembered it is already included on the list anyway. I was just forgot. Okay, so
all right. So you're going to have Shadow represent the oversight department. Spectrum will be our old friend. I heard he's doing pretty well. For the Atlas Foundation, I recommend Director
actually-
Narak.
good. I appreciate that. We were planning to retrieve the Grandmaster prior to this meeting for Spectrum.
If they're the same person, you have to understand that they may not be who they once were.
I was planning to
point.
still retrieve them beforehand before making that assessment.
Sure. But your old director friend, or our friend, should be a good choice. What's up? Sure.
I say, if you wanted a Spectrum cultivator, technically
No.
Sadako's the only Spectrum cultivator.
There's actually several. There's even a black cultivator of Spectrum.
Oh, right. Last I checked, there was only Sadako.
Brightest
we met
Star
one
came.
Brightest Star.
Yeah, exactly. They were at my thing.
And I've actually met one previously. I don't remember their name, but I've met one before that was another one that was.
They're very, very rare.
They're very rare, but there are some. No, I'm thinking we're not. We'll just like try to retrieve the Grandmaster, and if she's not sane, well, that's fine. We'll probably just bet on it being the director.
And he's like, So for the Atlas Foundation, we need to make sure Director Farquaad does not get selected, even if
So-
you have to literally gun down his ship.
So okay, let's see. Not Director Farquaad.
Farquaad,
Farquaad.
TH at the end instead of a D.
Farquaad.
Yeah, Farquaad.
Yes, Director what?
Narak.
Narak.
It is completely about the different regimes within the Atlas Foundation.
Current Spectrum Director. Good.
Yeah.
Shadow for oversight.
Yep. Mhm.
In all likelihood, at that point, that means that the Investigator General might end up as a representative for the investigators and the
Yes.
voices.
Yes, he's going to be in a voice.
That's fine.
Um,
That's not a negative.
by your list, normally I would recommend somebody. Gosh, this is tough.
Yeah,
For
welcome to
the
my party.
Cultivator Union, the only person I can think of out of everyone that would be a representative that would be accepted far and wide would be Galliope, but they're a direct subordinate of you know who.
Ah. Yeah, that's kind of what my mild hesitation with the investigators, or not the investigators, the cultivators. I know that if we include them, he's going to have a voice.
Right.
But also, if we exclude them, it'll be a bigger problem.
Yeah. So Galliope would be the far widely accepted. Shangri-La would be the other one. I don't recommend either. This is for public acceptance of their voice being represented and felt at the table. Unfortunately, Galliope, you just have to consider them compromised. Shangri-La is going to create more problems than help.
That's why Shangri-La is a voice, not a vote.
I wouldn't even include them at the beginning.
We're trying to impress upon the aliens that we have very powerful ascended, and let's face it, Shangri-La is definitely a Potentia ascended of some sort.
Right. And you're also putting all of your big hitters in one single easily targetable place.
That is true. That is true. But also, there's going to be a lot of things protecting the big hitters.
Right. The reason we are at an inscrutable war with these guys is because our real big hitters, the black cultivators, aren't going to be there.
Yes, none of them are going to be there.
Right,
We
which
already
is a
discussed-
problem. I recommend you take all of the subjects you can get your hands on and station them throughout the system. Presence felt, not seen. So that they know not to fuck with this meeting.
Interesting. I've got 3 that I could. 2 I know I can get there. A third that I could definitely convince.
I recommend them pull their aura as far in as they can. If they can't, talk to Subject X. X is the one entity that I don't think they know we have. X can kill their signature.
What
down
other
to the
subjects? Well, yes, what with their ability.
Right. Well, there is Subject R, but they're not precisely stable.
Well, stabilizing subjects is starting to become something of an expertise for me.
Oh, there's not much of a person, if anything of a person left. They were
One of those.
They're a unleash onto the enemy and kill it with prejudice when it's wounded.
So more keep in the box type
Yeah.
threat.
There's
More acquire.
Subject O.
All right. Oh.
Yeah, Subject O is. They're hard to talk to because the primary research is they have an animatronic body. And their experiment was completely focused around putting a recycling system in that vessel. Like the one you would find at Maldred's.
Yeah, me and him have met.
Yeah, Subject O. It's a walking animatronics recycling system with 200 black potentia.
I meant I've met the recycler, who is definitely sentient at this point. Not that I've met O.
Okay, so we actually have another problem. So if they come after our home planet, they will not take it unscathed. Because
Are you aware of a Huggy?
what the fuck's a Huggy?
Oh, would you like to know?
The extinction of the galaxy.
All right.
Third
So
gen. The only successful third gen.
there's a look on his face.
Yes.
It's anger, but it's not at you. So why is this particular one so dangerous to the universe at large?
Based on assessments, it is capable of killing the stars, ascended, wrestling black holes. Definitely could take out all of everything. The only reason it's kind of where it is because Muldred's itself is not letting it leave, because that's the only thing bigger.
So,
I don't have a black potentia number for it. I tried to count.
how did they? What technology did they use? I was privy to most of the tech. Those fuckers.
They
I
hybridize.
told them not to.
Oh, if you want to see examples, I have two stable ones that they're considered failures, but they're fine.
Then they're not technically failures if they're fine. They didn't meet the project goals is why they're failures.
That's the one, yes. They're fantastic. They can walk through basically any gunfire I put them in front of.
That sounds rather useful, actually.
Oh yeah, they're lovely. They're very obedient, like dogs, like very dangerous murder dogs.
Sounds like Ancient Guard to me.
Think of Ancient Guard, only harder to kill. Mana's definitely still an issue with
There's
them.
a reason why we ran out of money.
Mana's definitely still a threat to them, a high threat to them. They can't handle mana, unlike Huggy. Yep.
You know, we might want to take a really close look at some of the mechanisms down there when you have a chance, because just like Ouroboros and all of our shipyards and space stations and fleets, there's usually a cultivator at the head of that. And if somebody cultivates all of Maldred's, or has...
I can inquire with Crashing Anvil. He's got the most info.
Clockwork Queen.
Oh, that's the Clockwork Queen in this case, Matt?
Clockwork Queen is the literal vessel for all of Maldred's machinery.
Then her answer is Clockwork Queen.
So we have a black potentia organism cultivator. Organism being a structure or some sort of large spot. Fuck.
Technically, yes. She likes where she is, apparently.
The last time this happened, the XB4 incident happened.
I haven't asked questions about that incident. I've been asked very much by Thingalaw not to. But now it's starting to feel relevant suddenly.
Nope. We shut that down.
We
shut that down. Yeah.
Yeah, I took over some monitoring there since we pulled a few things.
So
we pulled the Ancient Guard out of that.
You get rid of the pollen flux?
Yes.
Okay.
We use standard procedures for cleansing.
Perfect.
It took a while.
I was praying you weren't going to say, "What's that?"
No. We went through Spectrum for that.
Okay. So our species will continue to live. This is good.
Yes. I do have something significantly worse. It's called The End.
No, I don't need that. Nope.
It's...
Give it to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, as you can see, we've cleaned up a lot of the messes during the so-called golden age of our empire. So,
That's a word for it.
yes. All
Mess
right,
is,
back
is
to the list.
limited.
Back to the list. I don't know who Fleet Command's going to show. That's one of the unpredictables. You send an open invitation, they will send whoever. It's probably going to be a rear admiral.
We're in an effort to avoid pissing anybody off. We're going to let them sort that out among themselves.
Yeah, just send them an open invitation. I don't know if you can get someone specific, but Fleet Command likes to be a little cheeky like that. So let's move to the next one. Just put question marks, but Obelisk Foundation. I'm going to give you a serial number. When you give them a call, ask for this person by their serial number. They'll show up.
Okay, Matt, I'm not going to write down that serial number. We're just
It's
going
fine.
to assume.
Just write down serial number.
Okay, Fleet.
That person might... They're more open-minded. Unless you want a hardliner. I have a serial number for a hardliner off of the Obelisk's original founding principles.
Since you're acting as advisor for me in this matter, I will tell you there is a sub-objective to this.
Okay.
We're thinking of attempting diplomacy with the aliens via impressions of Ascended and the like. But a portion of this is to try and at least acquire a ceasefire.
That's fine. That's actually pretty intelligent. We've been trying to do that for centuries.
But a part of that, we are going to have a good foot forward on this. So anybody we pull into the whole voting thing,
right,
going to be relevant to that. So which of the two do you think is better for that particular part of the goal?
I can't tell you on that because both of them are both not very good, but also very good options. Somebody who is open to this particular issue. The Obelisk Foundation are going to be only focusing on what is relevant to their organization, period. They're not going to care about the ceasefire. They're not going to care about a truce or continuing the war. Their entire job is the stewardship and the maintenance and the upkeep for the Enigmatic Empire and its territories. So they're only going to focus on that, and their whole voting is going to be solely around how you guys present the management of the Enigmatic government's resources. So in this case, you're looking at whatever you have plans for resources regarding whatever the meeting's about. They're not going to care about your sub-directive.
Cool. I'll have provided him the actual goal of the meeting too.
The hardliner is going to be higher up in the organization by a long shot, and they're going to have a big stick for a voice. But they're also going to be less movable, and they're going to have a lot more stricter standards. The other guy, he's a lot more open to a lot of suggestions, a little bit not wishy-washy or fickle, but does a lot of considering. Both are perfectly viable, but this guy, he's a little bit newer in the organization.
I'm going to go for more open-minded on this, I think.
Okay. Use serial number 1, not serial number 2 then. If you change your mind, I'll still give you the other one.
I'll take the other one also just in case I ever need to talk to them.
Sure. Serial number 2 also handles larger pieces of territory and more critical pieces of territory.
Okay. I'll get, like I said, I'm going to get both numbers just so.
Potentia. This is the hardest one. You need to find someone that the majority of people aren't going to be up in arms about.
I was considering our Grandmaster in charge of the Superman project.
Yeah, Clarkson.
Yes. He's highly respected.
He is, and he is one of the few I would solidly have on my not compromised list. I know his organization's compromised, but he's not.
Exactly. He's built himself too much into being... He'll be the most neutral of the voices we could pull in. He's definitely going to be considering this purely from the standpoint of what is right and what is wrong, because that's
He's
what
also the one that is one of the main recruitment, training, and deployment of Marine forces and Army forces of cultivator battalions for the ships and or, well, ground forces. So
Exactly.
he has a big influence in the fleet.
Exactly. He's got a voice. He's got a strong voice.
All right. He is very neutral, though. So you would have to let him run.
Neutral works. We need more than support. We need non-hostility.
Okay.
We can convince people.
Right. So you have one major mystery. You don't know who's the fleet. Everyone else is pretty good. Let's move down to the voice seats.
I could get someone from the fleet. That could be agreeable.
You could, but fleet command is what they're going to send, not somebody from any of the individual fleets.
Yeah.
That's very important distinction. Let's see. Manufacturing. There's a bunch of good guys. Shit. You know what you could do? You know that family that you specifically gave the blueprints for the Warhammer?
Yes.
Him.
Oh, yeah. He'd be good.
He's a hyper conservative. Not a bad thing to have.
Having a voice like that would be helpful. And
mind you, he is a hyper conservative, all about preserving the traditions, status quo, making sure the money is where it's supposed to be, and everything should move as the Thunderhead has dictated. So,
given the primary objective of this, that isn't a bad thing.
Sure. Mana department. I have kept clear of that place, but I know a couple people. It doesn't help that you basically killed one of their ascended.
I'm not the one calling this meeting. Aether is.
But anyways, still.
I was like, I didn't kill an ascended here.
That's why I specified. I'm not the one with the name on the front billing here. Aether is. I'm just helping him behind the scenes.
All right.
In fact,
I would recommend getting Archmage Lilac to come.
Just so you're aware, I'm actually going to be running this by him since this is his Lilac. So we're not putting a final word on this unless Aether is okay with it too, since this is.
They're one of the named color mages, which is important because apparently, if your innate mana is not blue, you're basically a grandmaster of that practice, and their mana is lilac colored. They will need to be either phoned in, or they're going to have to come in as sarcophagus, because the mana they leak passively is enough to kill all of us.
I mean, we could probably set up a containment if necessary.
Just phone them in.
Yeah,
bring one of the mana devices that has instantaneous, non-interrupted dimensional communication.
There's so many options for dimensional communication. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Well, it's just for safety. She's a little aggressive, but once you get past their frank and brusque demeanor, they're very experienced in dimensional fuckery.
You're listening to this too, aren't you, Charv? Because you're going to be doing most of the talking for these fuckers.
Yeah.
Well, Regency, you, or Jackie for the Regency. You have your hands in way too many pies.
I could act. I suppose I could act as a referee for the entire thing.
You could. You'd be one of the very few instances because you have your finger in so many different fucking pies, and you're the representative of all the iterations of the Thunderhead at the current moment.
I will leave. I'll let Neith decide who she wants representing her in the agency, other than me.
You're gonna get Jackie.
Cool. I knew that was
Jack-
going to be the answer, but I wanted it to be her choice, not mine.
Okay. You are probably going to be Crashing Anvil's representative.
I
That's
would-
because you're the only one.
I'm going to be representing. You know what? Instead of Crashing Angels specifically, I'm going to change that to instances of Thunderhead.
Voices of the Thunderhead. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that may end up being your new permanent job.
Fucking.
You may be the voice of the Thunderhead, or voices of the Thunderhead. That would be an interesting. I mean, you have wrapped yourself into all 4 versions of him.
Even his hair.
Woo!
She's
All you need to go is collect all the other Stormfront fragments.
Yeah, that's on my to-do list.
All
I'm going to
right.
put that at the top of my to-do list now. I will split off a body for that. I've got an
Shipyards. Ask
I'm re-
Ouroboros. All the other shipyards look to Ouroboros for major decisions on this. They'll send a representative to represent them all.
I was going to let them, much with the fleet, decide their own representative, assuming that it was going to end up being Ouroboros.
Just send it to Ouroboros. Ouroboros will handle it. He's done this before.
Okay, that's fine then.
I learned this the hard way. I flew to each and every one of them, and they all just kind of hummed and hawed over it until I went to Ouroboros, which ironically was the last stop. And
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So he'll send a representative. Starforgers. Fuck. That was one of the very few things along the mana front that I was unable to poke my nose in too much. Shit.
We'll let them send who they send.
No, you don't want that. They're just like the fleets. Each one of their terraform, or like their star chain, just like the fleets. Their individual fleets are all their own unique clan. Yeah.
Of course they are.
I know who will do.
What are you thinking?
The guy who we saved their ass of.
Yeah, we could do him. You have a good rapport with him. We have a good rapport with him.
He's not high enough in the organization. I might recommend bringing in one of their ascended, someone above power level 3 or higher.
All right. No suggestions on that front, or
I don't know.
Cool. That's fine.
If you just make sure it's a strong ascended, but at the same time, 3 or higher, because most of their ascended are level 2. Actually, 90% of them are level 2.
They have 1 level 4 ascended.
That's probably their leader then. I don't know how far they got up there. It's news. I only thought that they had a level 3. Level 4, that's pretty scary actually. How many stars does they get?
Who knows?
You don't know.
That's not good because nose for later. Have the Obelisk Foundation look into the Star Forgers, because if they have a level 4, you, Mr. Aether, you know how difficult it is to go up a power state.
Yeah.
Right? How did they do that?
Yeah, if they eat stars.
Well, you are not allowed to touch a star in the Empire without the Foundation say so.
Mm-hmm.
The Foundation's not particularly pleased with them since they accidentally woke up a ascended.
Yeah, that almost slapped us. I read the report on that. Good recovery. Great recovery, by the way. Fucking flawless.
I still have a me warning that quarantine. It's a very boring job. She does a lot of reading.
Well, hey, now the Starforgers can't bitch and moan because you cleaned up their mess. They should just be happy to have a seat at the table.
Yeah. All these people should be grateful just to have a fucking seat at the table.
All right. Alien ambassador. I think there's only one left.
Yeah, I killed the other.
Nice. Investigators already represented by the general.
Mhm.
Brightest star. I'll go.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
still a founding member,
cool. Works for me.
and I'm part of Brightest Star, not True Star or Neo Star.
Yeah, I picked the name on purpose.
Shangri-La, I recommend do not bring them. They will cause more chaos and problems than actual wisdom and problem solving. You know their predilection.
I do know their predilection, and I also know something you don't. They're trying to be a good example for me.
Look, it's your meeting. All right.
No, it's Aether's meeting, and Aether suggested them to begin with, so.
Oh, well.
Also, I'm actually not joking. Shangri-La has been trying to be a better example because she actually has a disciple for once, and it's kind of weird.
All right. It's your master, and it's his meeting.
Yeah, I'm. Also, she says more intelligent things than people give them credit for.
That doesn't mean that most of the people agree and or want and or understand what they're saying.
Shrugs.
And or smart enough to understand.
That's the
Shrugs.
third one, literally.
Well, it's fine. We're going to be pulling in a bunch of Ascended, mostly to wow our ambassador for other reasons. Also,
yeah, other Ascended, sure. Someone is going to have to police those fuckers because Shadow can't. They're going to be part of the meeting. Shadow's the only one that can just snap their fingers and you just die as an Ascended.
I wonder how they're going to feel when surrounded by a bunch of Black Potentia users.
I will bring in Zishi to maintain order.
Yeah, for your people. And so
Yes.
other groups are going to bring in their enforcer. You see? And if this goes poorly, there will be a war of the Ascended. It'll be... the whole system will be annihilated in the result.
We're going to be gambling, I know.
But Black Potentia users like E in the area will really make people think twice. X will ruin some people.
X is the one that I know I could talk into joining into this, so.
So just know if you bring your heavy hitter along, other factions are going to try the same. And it's going to look ugly. But that may just have to be the gamble you take. As for the Preservation and Restoration Society, oh gosh, go to there's an old fellow called the Record Keeper. The Keeper of Secrets?
Yeah.
That old asshole?
Yeah.
Bring him.
The one that's at the bottom of the Investigator Bureau?
Yeah. He knows all of the history and secrets of the Empire.
What's your question, Ether?
Is his name Crazy Earl?
No.
No. He's literally called the Record Keeper or Keeper of Secrets.
I think he's forgotten his own name.
Yeah, no, he forwent his own name.
That was the one. Because he doesn't forget things.
No.
He gave me a lovely batch of files on Moldreds.
Yeah, and also, no one can oppose him being there and taking notes because he knows all of everyone's dirty laundry. Everyone's dirty laundry.
You know, maybe I should just prep one of the time and dimension bombs just in case I really need to make that place go vanish.
You mean the inversion bombs?
Yeah. I have the blueprints.
Shit, it wouldn't even have to be that big.
No, it wouldn't.
Just put one at the council table, right in the dead center underneath the
So when all the Ascended start arguing, I just set that on the table and just stare at them.
Well, the blast radius on that is 10 meters. You kill all the voting seats. That's it.
You're right. I need to put them underneath all the voice seats.
Ascendant aren't going to sit down. They're going to lurk and float. That's what they do. Have you never been in a room with a ton of Ascended?
I've been
I
in the
don't
room with.
lurk.
Yes,
I've
you
been
do.
in the
You
room.
float and lurk everywhere. You can't
Yeah.
help it.
You're right. I hadn't thought of that. I mean, just make a really big one that'll take out the whole station.
You know exactly why that's more difficult.
I
The larger
know
the blast radius
I
is.
know.
Okay. You know.
I know. I looked into it. It's bad.
Yeah. So, there's your list. Anyone else? Anything? Any other advice I can render you?
Anybody else? Any other factions you think we should invite?
Tons, but we should absolutely not do that.
That are actually important.
Well,
Like legitimately important. Not just, oh, they could be politically relevant. Actually important.
I hate to say it, but there's two people. Managing Director of the Black Market Society.
Okay, and the other?
The Collector.
Only heard of the Collector in passing.
Yeah, that's the way he likes it. So the Collector is a problem.
That's a Nick's contact right now.
Yeah, it's
I believe that.
So
Yeah.
The only reason is because the Collector is like Ezekiel, but doesn't have the power or the confidence.
Stop eating garbage.
Wait, didn't I sell something to him?
Everyone sells stuff to him, even if it's
No,
through
like
intermediaries.
directly. Well, not directly. It was through an intermediary. Yeah,
Yes.
no, we did a trade with him when we had the auction going. That's why that name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, the Collector. He takes shit
Yeah.
very personally, just like Ezekiel would. But Ezekiel, he's got illusions of grandeur. He thinks he's a god. This other guy also thinks he is a god among men, but he has none of the strength. He has financial power, political power, capital, where Ezekiel is a literal walking powerhouse. So Ezekiel at least can strut his stuff. This guy is a peacock.
That's what I've heard.
And he will take this extremely personally if he doesn't get involved and is not invited. But the problem is having him there means he gets to talk.
Maybe I'll just put a bomb under his seat.
So I don't know. But it would be rare though. It'd be one of the few only times you could ever get him out of his stronghold.
We'll send him an invite. If he declines, he declines.
So if you ever need to corner the bastard, that would be the time.
So the Collector, and what was the other one?
The managing director of the Black Market Society. You probably won't get him because he's not an idiot. He's not an idiot. He's running a very, very not so secret black market that is sponsored, but not sponsored by the Thunderhead. And everyone wants to arrest him and know who they are.
But also don't.
Right. So they'll send a representative.
That will be arrested afterwards.
Absolutely. In all honesty, if you can get a representative from the Black Market Society, then you could probably get away with not inviting the Collector, but this would be the one of the only times of getting the Collector out of their state.
We'll throw his name in. Maybe we'll come up with a use for having him there by the time we get around to it.
There are many other names, but they won't cause massive, significant problems.
We
if
have enough
they're not
money.
committed.
Then we're fine.
Then we're fine. Yeah, I had to think of all of the ramifications of this and that, and the Black Market Society. I don't think will take it personally because they like to stay off the radar. Having a representative there would be problematic for them, but sending them an invite shows that you tried, which technically might be all that is needed. Just a shout out saying, "Hey, we're thinking of you."
Maybe I'll just mark it as Black Market Society on the invite list.
No, I have Horus.
I have what?
Horus.
I have Horus.
You've gotten their business cards before.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll mark it as Eye of Horus on there and watch a bunch of investigators try to show up at it and then get turned away because only one.
Yeah. They'll be
Oh,
waiting on their
hey.
ships.
They'll be waiting for nobody, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Or
they'll-
somebody that
doesn't mind being arrested.
I'm about to say, or somebody that is either not going to mind getting arrested or just going to show up very quietly and nobody knows how they got there.
Yes. So that's the list I can think of. I'm gonna go dig through some files.
Honestly, I think we're long enough unless you can dig us up some Ascended that would otherwise go unnoticed.
I can dig you up subjects, not descended.
Subjects, definitely give me subjects. Even if I have to keep them in a box and just have their aura there to intimidate people, that's fine.
Okay. I'll get you R and O.
Arno, got it.
And since you're probably going to be dubbed Voice of the Thunderhead, or Voices of the Thunderhead, you probably will be given some weird responsibilities, but divorced from the Regency.
It's gonna have to wait until after she's of age, one way or the other, for that.
True, but
Actually, no. Knowing the Thunderhead, there's a good possibility he won't divorce me from the Regency, and he'll just do it anyway.
That sounds actually very Thunderhead.
It's what he does. Yeah.
Sometimes I just forget that he's one of the. This is why we can get through all the red tape of society.
She's actually gonna look at him, and with an expression that is long suffering, as she's like, "I've come to very much understand the Thunderhead, and this is exactly what he would do because people want to strip me of power, and he doesn't. That's exactly what he would do, specifically because of that too."
You know what's really interesting? With the toll protocol in place, it forces all of these people to meet in person for the first time in centuries.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, think of it. Think real hard. Don't walk into this meeting like it's.
Oh no, I think this is going to be the first time in a very long time where people can actually meet and get shit done. This isn't going to be a meeting about what we're meeting about precisely. This is going to be every major power in the entire empire, face to face, able to have clandestine conversations where nobody can be claimed they're siding with somebody else unduly.
Right.
You know what I also think the problem here is?
Huh?
We're still in a civil war.
Technically.
This is also a golden opportunity.
What, to assassinate a bunch of people?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not lost on me.
So, that said, know that this meeting is going to get wild. Compromises are going to have to be made, especially if you're involving the aliens.
Oh yeah.
So get some clever solutions under your belt. At least 6 or 7 good ones. Well thought out options. Now, do your research on what each and every one of these groups should focus or their purview, and watch who overextends. This is the major thing I need both of you, and Jackie and Nix, to watch out. The Obelisk Foundation should be your benchmark. They will not drift out of their lane. And if they do, oh shit. That means they're either compromised or that's not somebody from the Obelisk Foundation.
Hmm.
Seriously. They will, either option I gave you, they will stick to their lane. They will not care about anything that is not about managing the resources.
No. I'm actually considering whether or not. I'm trying to think of the relevance of replacing the Obelisk Foundation on the way in, because they would be such a hard one to replace. It'd be so easy to verify.
Mhm.
But also
Very easy
so
to verify.
hard. But also so hard to verify.
Go to them. Send a representative of yourself and start communications with them immediately so they
What I would also do,
vet them.
not just that, get a complete molecular construction of each representative
Yeah.
that they're going to send. So no matter what, you have to match this exactly.
Bring some psionic resistance devices from the chop shop so that everyone who walks in won't be passively fucked by anyone with even the lowest grade of psychic power.
Oh,
The Ascendant should be fine.
I was actually thinking of doing that just because we're going to have the ambassador there.
Right. Yeah. But because you know that person will be reading the minds of everyone if they have the opportunity.
Of
So
course.
bring Nyx. He's gonna have to be the counter psionic. At least in the
What?
room.
You know, part of my specialty is psionic warfare, right?
Well, how many tone you got?
I believe I'm up to 2-tone at the moment.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to fight that guy.
Magnitude damage. Magnitude 2-tone.
Then you would be equivalent to a 3-tone. You
Because
might
what
be
if
able.
I...
You might be able to fight on equal footing.
Cool. Because that's part of what I devoted Potentia into.
Nobles are 4-tone. Royalty are 5. Each one is a magnitude in power.
Well, the entire structure I'm doing is I do 1 tone, get it to magnitude, do a 2nd tone, get it to magnitude, and so on.
That is ambitious. I'll give you that.
Eh?
All right. So, security, sure. Observation, sure. Yes, I figure you guys will have all of that managed. I'm giving you advice you won't think of.
Hold on.
Watch.
So I just ring the doorbell for some reason. I'm gonna go find out what the fuck.
Burn them alive.
Sichar,
Let's see what.
you guys might just absolutely cancel the end of Arc Fight with this meeting.
He was like, all
Or
the
it
notes
could
I
be
had
so much
thrown
worse.
out.
It's fine. Like, I do this all the time. For all of my games, I make content for the sake of having it, and anything that doesn't get used gets used later.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I let my game organically go. If the Band of Arc fight or result is different, whatever, man. I'm not going to force you to have a life or death fight that determine the life of the Empire and the continuation of the saga. If you guys just work around it, I'll just use those space fight maps in the next arc. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Oh, ew. Me hurts is. Oh. All right, little buddy. He goes and answers the door. I'm gonna use my little shoulder massager.
Mm. Obviously, they won't be allowed in with guns or weapons.
Guns and weapons. What do you mean?
No guns und weapons. There shall be no flaming Waffen here.
What's my favorite?
I know. But none here.
No.
Sorry, I'm back. It was a solicitor.
Did you walk to the door naked?
Didn't realize it was a solicitor. Couldn't ditch my pants fast enough.
Oh, you just start taking them off while they're talking to you.
Just starts. No, it was a woman. That would get me a sexual harassment charge.
I mean, you're in your own house.
I feel like that doesn't work.
It does work, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's considered king of your home. Or king of your castle laws.
This is Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you don't cross the threshold and assault the woman, you could stand there completely naked and be like, "What you selling, honey?"
Just take my shirt off first. Shove a finger in my belly button, start rubbing that around.
Yeah, you could do that. You would put on one of their lists, but
I mean, that's basically a do not disturb list at that point.
Mm-hmm.
The best kind of do not disturb list.
But is that how you want it to go down? That's
no, I'm good. I'm okay.
Okay.
What the fuck were we doing? Right, we were talking politics.
Yeah.
I say we just kill them all. I say we use this as an opportunity to lure in every other power and faction and then murder all of them, and then they're the ones in charge, right?
Right, again, so you know that Ascended war we were talking about?
It wouldn't be much of a war if I just set off an inversion bomb and scatter them across time and dimension.
I mean, you absolutely could. 100%.
I'm not saying this is a good idea or that we
No.
should do it. I am just making the statement of I already feel like this is going to give me an aneurysm, and I want it stated for the future and for official notation. I have restrained myself. I had a method to kill all of them, and I'm not going to do it.
Your method has been approved. We're talking about how to verify people and stop people from trying to blow this shit up.
Stop them from blowing this shit up? I mean, the place was built basically for this, or at least swept. There is no surprises in this station. We have full control. If I remember correctly, it was abandoned prior to this, more or less.
And we did a top bottom scan down.
Yeah, I did. Like, this has been gone over by me, by Spectrum, by I believe we have quite a few Black Guard and Ancient Guard on site. We have a lot of physical security for dealing with general problems.
Then we're talking about verification, and I said molecular scans along with DNA,
dimensional scans, energy scans to have a preset thing for what your dimensional state and energy state is.
We were actually going to be going over what O2 thinks is the 3 things you won't think of.
Yes.
Yeah. First one's, as he's already pointed out, have a pretty well mapped out what is each group's lane, especially the voting group. Anyone with a vote, if they start drifting out of their lane really hard...
It's one thing if they're very clearly being guided out.
Right.
But it's another if they just drift on their own.
Right. Because if they drift too hard, there could be some manipulations behind it. Your security will be flawless. I doubt he who shall not be named will have any say or corruption, interference, in anyone on the voting board. It just won't happen. But that doesn't mean he can't do something behind the scenes. Because if you're not going to give him a seat at the table, that's okay. He's going to get his way one way or another, or he's going to do his best.
Because he wants to be Thunderhead.
Yeah. It's actually
Yeah.
not that hard.
I'm on my way to being a Thunderhead. It's not as hard as people think.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It
saying.
just takes time and resources.
It's not that hard. You just need to upload your transfer virtual consciousness to all of the Thunderhead nodes on an override. Boom. That's why he split himself, so it can't be done.
Yeah. Make it nigh impossible. Reminds me, I need to get technicians running around getting those aligned.
Sure.
So, with that being said, drifting is one. What's the next?
Okay.
Well, let's be specific. Undue influence is the one.
Well, yeah. Undue influence, that's part of security.
Mhm.
Which is something, a lot of prep work you're going to have to do.
Yep.
And you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it if you think you got a lot of time. You got to probably get this done in no more than 2 weeks.
I have a crazy idea.
Go for it.
Why not invite him?
No. The reason I'm going to say no is he is the most powerful black Potentia user in existence. He has...
Outside of the Clockwork Queen, outside of the Recycler,
outside of Mordred's itself.
Subject X is the only one who can fight him. But unfortunately, he has Subject Z, which is his own creation, combining E and S's power set. And it is loyal to him and him alone.
We have E, we have S, and we have X, so we could do it.
O and R.
And O and R, so we could challenge him, but I would rather not turn it into a war zone just because we invited him. And it would turn into a war zone whether we wanted it to or not, because that would be too much of an opportunity for him to take out every single challenger to his power. He's actually our main threat for killing everybody, as far as I'm concerned.
That's why I was saying make sure you spread it out.
Mm-hmm.
One of his major objectives is perpetuation of the current war.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wonder how much options we would have for having a remote participation.
You're going to have remote participation specifically from the Archmage.
Well, I was considering perhaps having all of the voices be remote participation rather than physical one.
No, because that allows for interception.
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
Unless everything's off a mana device.
It also defeats the purpose of having as many influentials in the same room as possible as it is, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It'll be one of the largest works of security, deterrence, and proactive counter-terrorism the Empire has seen since the coup.
And, of course, we're going to have to include the Royal Guard in it.
Royal Guard will absolutely be involved, but that's a boon for you.
Yes, I was marking that as a positive.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So we had the influences that push people outside of their known patterns.
Right.
We had that. What was the other one? What was the next one?
So the next one, watch for clothing. Clothing is its own language.
Oh.
Just like the language of the flowers. If you ever read that, you can communicate your intentions off what you're wearing And a lot of it will mean nothing to everyone but just a couple people. And watch people fiddling with their clothes. Watch for pins, watch for stripes, weird colors, weird changes in what they normally wear. It can show allegiances. It can show intent. It can show, a lot of stuff. And all they have to do is sit in their chair the whole thing. They don't even need to talk.
Because they pick a side, they show their allegiance, and then anybody who's in the know will know, and that can sway a lot of things.
This is one of the things you don't think about anymore because no one meets like this in person.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
To prevent this, we have predetermined uniforms as
No,
part
that's not
of.
going to work.
Nah, that
That's not going to work.
No. Listen. As part of the security sweep, right? Because we're being fair to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
They're not allowed to carry guns. They're not allowed to carry weapons.
or
And in order to
No.
facilitate, let me finish.
I have a better idea.
Okay.
They have to pre-declare it. Anything they carry with them has to be openly declared.
Part of the security net.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like that would having it have to be pre-declared, especially if we set a timer, would give us time to view what they brought with them.
Yeah,
Let me
just
show
do
you
the
what I mean.
matching game after.
Just let me show you what I mean. And he will get up, walk over to a closet, open it up, and pull out an old investigator's jacket. Old. And when he puts it on, he's like, I pre-declare I'm going to wear this jacket. No pins, no regalia, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a problem?
Shouldn't be, no. Why would it be?
And then he goes and sits down and kind of adjusts the collar and sits down.
And now that you've adjusted the collar, this positioning the collar changes what? Exactly. I don't know what.
It signifies I'm holding to my original agreement with the party that I had previously spoken to. If I flip part of the collar, it means undecided. If I do flip the collar, you're fucked. I don't agree. I'm not, sorry, bud. I also could.
So
It's gotta watch out for. I'm not saying stop it. I'm just saying watch it.
Because then you're gathering information from them that they don't necessarily think you're. Why do I have an alarm going off? I don't know. Whatever.
So
Anyway.
we should allow 5. Each representative is allowed to bring 5 people.
That gets really crowded really quick.
Right, but there's a reason for this.
Okay.
Because in old times, during like when they used to do this a lot more,
right?
People would bring in note takers, their own personal note takers.
Sure.
And their job wasn't to take notes, but to observe people.
And to pass messages between one another.
Yes.
I would actually limit it down to 2 attendants. One, that way they have a personal bodyguard and a personal attendant for their needs that fills in a lot of ego things that they would want to have, but it controls how many people we're going to have to deal with.
I would recommend 3, but make it optional. You may have up to 3, not that you must have 3.
Oh, I was never going to make it you are required to bring extra people. If somebody wants to come alone, they come alone. But we do want them to do this because a part of this is to facilitate the politics.
Sure. And it also gives you more data points.
Yeah. Well, if we facilitate the politics, we can also, even afterwards, have an idea of who's siding with who is interested in what. It's good information.
Yeah. Look for insignia. Buttons, pins, accents on what they're wearing. I'm sorry, it's hyper complicating it, but you can really understand somebody.
We actually have already been doing that thanks to Brightest Star organization, as we have to be able to identify Brightest Star, True Star, and Neo Star at a glance.
It's very important, and it's just so slight, isn't it?
I would recommend, my personal opinion,
Sure.
still doing the pre-established dress codes that they have to establish what they're going to wear.
That will
Along
never
with-
fly. That will never fly. Not with this group. Are you kidding? The Spectrum will wear Spectrum. Obelisk will wear Obelisk. Atlas
Well, no,
Foundation
no.
will wear Atlas. It's
No, talking about a pre-declared, this is what I'm
pre-declared.
wearing.
I thought you said dress code. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'll work. Pre-declaring what you're bringing.
And
That's security.
my counterpoint to that would be they can say this all they want. They're still all serving the Thunderhead.
Yeah.
Does Thunderhead not have an official uniform?
No,
No.
Not even an old one?
no.
Not even the Stormfront. There was military uniforms. Shangri-La would be like the only one who remembers what that is. But that was gotten rid of even before Thunderhead's time.
This was one I actually asked about at the very beginning of the game, way back when. Yeah, no, there is no official uniform for the Thunderhead itself. Any uniforms are set only by department.
And organization.
Uh-huh.
I personally think, how to say this? Personally, I think that the only reason why I say you can get away with a uniform, have something pre-made for them, is stated as security.
Sure.
We're gonna go with a pre-screening method.
Yeah.
There are anything that they want to bring with them, they pre-declare. We will go through it when it arrives. If there's any differences, that's an issue.
So
this is how it's going to go.
Mhm.
yeah.
You bring
So
everything
you're
in.
gonna-
Matt, I have literally not talked this entire goddamn time. Can I please speak?
we didn't know you were trying. This is the
Did you
first
get-
time we've heard from you in
Well,
a while.
no, he's trying to talk and you're talking over him, is what he's saying.
Apologies.
Use your words, Johnny.
All right, so everyone comes in, and then if they try to change anything during it, I'll just be there to take all that information in. I can let you guys know with inverse awareness when things change, and that's it. We can then communicate that between me and whoever is going to be the for the security, and then go from there.
Shit, we do need a head of security for this, don't we?
I would recommend using Ancient Guard. It can't be any of us.
I have a call coming in from work. I'll be back in a minute.
USB.
That is a good idea, though.
You know a guy.
Be head of security.
Yeah. Duke.
Oh, Duke, yeah.
He's in the
I was-
Royal Guard.
Yeah, I could get old to do that. I thought you were going to say Dr. Rogers for a second, but
No. Duke. He's also Old Guard. He's from the original war. He served under Stormfront. And he's part of the Royal Guard. And he is not steeped in any of this political crap.
call Duke in for that. How?
It's tough.
Anyone else you can think of, Johnny? Your idea is really good.
What's
Mm.
good?
I'm not feeling Duke. What about the Ace on base?
Ace on base is playing dead.
True.
Look at that cute pupper.
And like the only reason I think Duke is because we don't really have affiliations with him. Like known affiliations with him.
Yeah. What about the head of the Royal Guard? The Irish guy that was talked to in the Knicks Mina Nick's parents thing that they had. Maybe that's like too much of an ass though, I guess. A neutral third party?
But at the same time, I don't want a neutral third party.
No, yeah, 100%.
Because
I'm back.
Hmm.
What's up? Sorry.
So the current idea for head of our security is Duke, the Froxold character, who we have a connection, who we have a good relationship with, but don't really have a known connection with.
Hmm.
He is a royal guard and an ancient guard.
I know absolutely nothing about his character.
Right. Well, no, like that's what I'm saying. His qualifications are the fact he's a royal guard and an ancient guard.
Okay. Wait, does that mean he has a bunch of was it Star Steel or Star Slab? Does he have a bunch of Star Slab in him then?
He's one of the elite soldiers that he's
Okay.
he's from the war on Enigma.
Yeah.
His notable features is he has a thunderhead, not thunderhead, stormfront fragment in his head.
You know, I almost considered asking Shangri-La to do it.
Yeah. Well,
anyone you declare having a seat cannot be head of security.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking of doing that instead, but no, leaving her with a voice is better because the big reason I'm thinking of leaving her in, I don't know what Char's reason is, but mine is actually because she's going to throw people off. She can disrupt the flow of things if things start getting.
What about the Buddha Ace?
No. The what?
The Buddha Ace. The one I rolled a 1 for finding stuff for work. He was one of the personnel that came in.
I legitimately do not remember this personnel.
No, that's okay. Because my first thought was Ace on base for head of security, but then Matt was like, "No, we can't do that," and that makes sense because he's playing dead. But
now, yeah.
Like someone of somewhat a similar stature would be an interesting. Someone that has
aces
some
have
weight
lost their
attached.
credibility, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of murdered their credibility. I mean, I still have I just remembered I still have the ace general in custody.
So are we doing the credibility in the sense that they're head of security, therefore no one's going to fuck with them, or just because they know how to do their job?
They're unimpeachable.
Nobody's got to trust them.
They're basically an entity that is unimpeachable and is hyper capable of their job.
Wait, for what?
Head of security for this meeting.
No, for who are you referring to for that? Who is unimpeachable?
I'm saying that whoever fills the role must be unimpeachable by all forces.
Got it.
So
and,
somebody cannot point and say that guy is biased.
and the aces are not on that list.
Yeah, well, they've been scattered to the wind. They're no longer one department. Any one of them could serve any faction at this point.
Yeah.
If you
Why
want them
just have
on
me
loan,
Why just have me be head security then?
Because you're going to be
As-
in charge of Nieth's security.
Okay.
Not only that, you would be Niet's representative.
That
Mhm.
too.
That's Liam.
No.
no.
No, BM's crashing
You guys
anvil.
decided on me being it then? Okay.
We
Well-
discussed that. I actually asked Nieth as to who she wants to be a representative, and she wants you.
All right. I must have been on the shitter at the time. My bad.
Because the Regency was you, I believe, and Voices of the Thunderhead was Mina.
Me.
Yeah.
No, I'm the voices of the Thunderhead, technically speaking. Maybe I'll put Mina as the Regency. No, I was going to represent both the voices of the Thunderhead and the Regency, because fuck them, I don't give a shit about those rules. I don't mind being prejudiced. It's only
I
a
would-
voice, not a vote. I didn't.
I would
give
say
myself a vote
Lilith
for this.
if she didn't have the base to worry about.
And
just gonna-
the fact that Lilith is.
You know, I'm going to make a custom body for the voices of the Thunderhead. I'm just not going to tell anybody that it's me.
It could be your third gen body that you were working on.
That's right. I've had that percolating for a minute, haven't I?
Yeah, it might have the processing power to house all the scattered fragments.
I have a bunch of research roles I need to do. Like a lot of research roles I need to do.
We can do that another time. Just
my
remember
re-
how much I owe you.
Like
My-
a week's worth.
My problem with Lilith is they're not very political.
Well, this is security. They don't need to be political.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, they do.
You're right. They do.
Where's this
So
being
that's-
done at? Is my question.
We're bringing them to where the toll, basically the toll booth is what I'm going to refer to it as, because that just popped
Okay.
in my head.
That's-
The station we have the toll on, that is where this is being held, because the toll has to be there to be the official voice of the Thunderhead. Whereas the voices of the Thunderhead is me representing like Stormfront and Crashing Anvil and stuff. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But she is going to be the tie-breaking vote, in essence. Because if we get a tie, the Thunderhead makes its statement, we're done. Have a good day.
So yeah. Lilith. Last time Lilith had to do with politics, she almost killed and destroyed a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, we're not doing Lilith.
Carrier too.
I don't know how Duke would do on that.
Well,
I could ask somebody from the Royal Guard to do it. They're an interesting bunch for that.
you
And
could
that's
get
why-
the captain of the Royal Guard to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's also why I said Duke, because he is Royal Guard.
Yeah, but I don't know how political Duke is.
Um,
Is he a soldier or is he an officer?
He is a soldier. He's been promoted to an officer recently within the Royal
Rec-
Guard.
Recently.
Yes.
What level? Like, is he...
He's a captain now.
I think the captain, an more senior captain, would probably be good because they've already had a lot of time to deal with politics, so they'll have a better
Sure.
Like
footing
who
for it.
you and Nick's talked to with Nick's parents, right? That guy.
Yeah,
I think
That's
that
what I
would be a
was
good
thinking,
choice.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been a long hand at being a captain of the Royal Guard.
exactly.
that is our head of security.
Well, that's a candidate, if we can't think of a better one, because
Only reason I thought Duke was because we're more people don't know our relationship to Duke.
He's not unassailable though.
He's
Unimpeachable,
not. Yeah. Um.
Once again, I don't really know the character. That's why I was asking questions about him.
He's a hammer.
Then no. If he's a hammer, we need a scalpel that happens to have a hammer behind its back.
Yeah. There was times where he was really savvy, but usually only to other war vets.
Then definitely no. We're having a room full of civilians. Okay, no, we'll if we can think of another one, we'll go with that. Well, we'll not go with it. We'll discuss it. But for now, no, we need to get him in charge. We need a head of security before we have anything else arranged, don't we? Because they have to have time to make any changes they want to make or need to make.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, we're gonna have to make a call on that then. My vote is for the captain of the Royal Guard if he's willing to do it. Yes.
I'll also vote on that one as well.
What do we want as a backup if he declines?
A hammer with a hat on it.
You know what? Let me
Grandmaster would be work here.
How about I'll ask him, and then if he says no, then we'll come up with a secondary. We'll have Ezekiel do it.
Or we can have Lilith do it.
We already went over why Lilith is a bad idea. She'll
Yeah.
murder half the council.
Okay, counterpoint. We will have two heads of security. We'll have Lilith and the vice base commander, who's far more politically savvy.
You mean the one that likes to be invisible and blackmailed Nyx into being her boyfriend, more or less?
Yes.
No, for personal reasons.
That one.
What about Jaime Lannister?
Cool, Matt. I'm gonna give the Jaime Lannister. Fucking all right. I'll give the the captain of the Royal Guard, a jingle. See if he'd be willing to be head of security for this event.
Done and done. We'll have his whole regiment there.
Easy peasy.
That was disturbingly easy.
He's hacked. Right, compromise. Let's go to the next option.
Kill him now. No, I'm just going to assume that I was just vastly overestimating how hard it was going to be to convince him.
Probably.
While I'm at it, I'll also see if Subject X is willing to be a member of security for dealing with Ascended if they get out of hand for this.
On one
event.
condition.
Yes.
You need to review this flowchart they made.
Which flowchart? What is our flowchart?
The flowchart's simple. They're having a intelligent discussion with some engineers on base about specific approaches to problem solving. It's one of their favorite pastimes. How best problem solve and the easiest steps. Flowchart starts simple. At the top of the flowchart going down is does it move?
Mm-hmm.
On the side that says yes, you go under it. It says should it? If it says no,
It's not
the
a problem.
engineers say duct tape. If it does move, but it shouldn't move, duct tape it. If it does move, no problem. Does it move? No. Should it? Yes. WD-40. No, not a problem.
So this is the meme, isn't it, Matt?
Yes.
Yes. She's gonna be like, I see no problems with this.
Okay. I feel like
I
I'm being led on because they're giggling. These
Well,
humans.
I mean, it is also a joke, but it is a joke based in fact.
At my expense, I'm going to kill them now. I'll be at your meeting.
All right, not my problem.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, this is your circle and your circus, though.
Nope, not this. Not the engineers she's killing. Those are on the cultivator union station. So not my problem. That's
Yeah.
cultivator union's problem.
It's also probably because of the meme
Mhm.
discussion threads starting to pop up on your forum.
I will send her the actual meme flow chart and just be like, it is, for what it's worth, so accurate, just not universally
I'm
applicable.
disappointed. They didn't change anything. It's just straight plagiarism.
Yes, it is. I didn't say they were original. They're engineers. That's not usually their job.
I suppose I could let them live.
Cool. See you at the meeting.
Hmm.
Oh, so you're aware we're going to have several other subjects on site as well. E, S, and then O and R are going to be in stasis for the duration,
I see.
but present.
Okay. S is well trained, but if they get excited, that training goes out the window.
Her
So you'll
sister will
need to-
keep her together.
That's a problem. Don't put them together. S will get excited, and then E will be completely influenced by S's proximity.
And then you had X, and it's just a whole party.
So S is a bad influence on their sister, especially when something important's happening, because S can't help but meddle. It's part of their potentia condition. You know how Mukiang, especially
Yep.
at that magnitude.
Yep. No, I know where this is going.
Have E separate. E has no training. I will personally have to see to E so that they can turn off their ever-devouring aura, which might be the reason for why Ares is about to get attacked.
It is. It absolutely is. I already determined that.
Let me get my hands on E for an afternoon, and I will beat discipline into them so that they understand the gravity of how important it is to. What did my master say? Dial it down.
I am very fond of E. Please don't break her.
E is one of the most durable of the subjects. They'll be fine.
I meant mentally.
Yes. That. I go back to my previous statement.
Cool. I'll let her know you'll be coming along.
Best you don't. They don't like me.
Okay. See, the thing is, do you think the surprise would be better?
Yes. Because once I get my hands on them, they will be malleable. Because otherwise, they will put their defenses up and they will immediately lash out. It's a protective instinct I had to spend years and years.
Yeah, I guess she did look at a somewhat ascended of Potentia and give them a death glare while saving me. Well, not even really save. Mama bearing me away? So I guess I see what you mean.
Yes, I will be attacked on sight based off instinct. Took years of training to kill that instinct.
Fine.
I swear upon my cultivation that I will do no malicious, intentional harm. They will most likely be under great distress and physical pain during the training, though.
I do appreciate the swearing, even if it wasn't strictly necessary.
I know you care for them.
I do.
This will also slow down their deteriorating physical state. If they are
we've
able to.
almost halted that.
Well, this will make it so that it will be completely under their control.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
That's one of the things people don't realize. If you can control Mugyang, it's not much of a taboo at that point. It's when it controls you, is when you are a danger to society.
You're just preaching my choir. All right.
Mm.
That is the entire basis of my. You know what? I'm not getting into a philosophical discussion right this second. We are agreeing completely on it, though. I will tell you that.
For this meeting, I will have to meet with your security forces so that I know my role.
We're having the captain of the Royal Guard be our head of security.
At least he has balls. He's one of the few humans that I actually tolerate.
Cool. Shifting back to that to the group then. So we have that. We're going to have a total of 5 subjects on hand. If we need more than 5 subjects for secure handling the Ascended, I am concerned.
Thank you.
We have the head of security is the Royal Guard captain that he's politically savvy and trustworthy
Mhm.
and good at his job. So we have that. We have a list of people. Yes.
Beyond, I would say beyond that, I don't think there's much else.
Oh, there's a ton else. We need to have a bunch of spies looking in on people, but that's more background stuff.
Unfortunately, I'm not the big spy. That's you.
Yeah, I know. I'm naming my own problem in that.
I need to get a hold of. I just literally blanked on his name again.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The Leah Ascendant who produced the paper. And go over all of the
Oh.
Leah departments
I mean, we have
failings.
we know where he is. We've been actively gaslighting him.
Yeah. Well, so like I also need to go over like the Leah department's failings because if there is one published like this, there has to be more.
Yeah. Johnny, what do you have any ideas on what else we need to do here?
No, I'm just kind of mulling it over.
Yeah. I think at this point we're at the gnawing things over phase where we're trying to work out. We have the broad strokes and now we're getting to details.
The time frame, it's 2 days, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yes. We're not 2 days bad here.
Oh.
Let me look at DTA. That puts us how far from the breaker fleets showing up?
2 weeks. Minus a
Weeks.
couple days.
Minus a couple days. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So this will be if we manage to get this to pan out for the alien side of things, we will be cutting real damn close.
We will act if we can get objective 2 on this, the end of arc fight won't happen.
Shit, that'll be fine with me. No, we'll have a different end to arc fight. You know it.
Yeah.
That's how that shit works. We'll trade it for something else. Probably a symbolic last fight. Actually, no, that would probably be knowing how the aliens work, that'll probably be what the end up being the compromise for ceasefire and all that. Basically, a last clash of dominance. That's kind of how they function.
Mhm.
I mean, that would. We can even offer that up as a concession at the start and like get ahead of them on it. And then we can just have Jackie go absolutely dominate somebody.
You see these muscles? I flex you. Ooh.
Just watch Jackie grapple psionic power right out of somebody's head.
Oh, I'm dead. What?
Jackie, I need you to go. I need you to go strange grapple the Hive Queen. I don't think Johnny's here. Nope, he's not paying attention.
He might be. Just mute it.
So plans are now in motion.
Yep. I need to have a meeting with Shangri-La about my brain. Well,
Your
about my
brain.
brain. Well, I need to talk to her about the mind gate because I don't think my problem is the problem she thinks it is. I think it's a different problem, but I don't know what it is. Because I am very aware of my own mortality. I mean, come on, I looked Huggy in the eyes briefly. I don't think it registered that I was looking in its eyes, but it registered to me.
I'm gonna die.
I saw Mordred's, like the actual manifestation of it. I almost died to the fucking recycler. I don't think it's about death. I just don't know what it's about. So I need to philosophize with Shangri-La, but nobody else has to listen to me just philosophizing with Shangri-La.
I don't know. Shangri-La was like, "You need to make it past the body pillar." I'm like, "I've made it past my body gate."
You did, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "I'm gonna go skip your mind and go straight for the spirit, or back to center, back to origin."
Origin.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Somehow I have apparently crossed the body gate twice.
It happens.
Where Milo?
Yo, Milo. Maybe you're my mental hiccup.
No, they're just gonna be your chaotica demon.
Oh, it's fine. I even if she was my mental hiccup, it would change nothing for me. I would never give her up. Never gonna give you up.
Oh my gosh.
You had to expect me to make that joke at some point with her.
Yeah, I know. Hey, at least you can rickroll people.
I can.
You can even have Milo come in and you guys both do the choreography together.
We absolutely can.
And then more of you and Mina start popping up and you just surround the guy in perfect choreography. Never gonna give you up.
And then you
never
just
gonna
watch
let
as
you
they're just on
down.
the ground sobbing in the middle of us.
We'll never forget you. Birds!
Why do you forsake me, oh gods? I am your god now.
Just
I missed
every
some-
time they open up and he can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, it's all right. I just missed some context there, so I jumped in at the right time, I think.
You jumped in exactly in the amount of context you needed.
Oh, yeah.
Me, I started singing Never Gonna Give You Up, and it has now been determined that me and Milo are going to rickroll people for the rest of eternity.
Beautiful.
Hey, you're taking on attributes of your master, Shangri-La. She loves trolling people.
Matt, this is me. Of course I was going to start trolling people at some point.
Looks like you're taking on aspects of your master. Wow.
I'm sure she's proud. Or terrified. Jackie, by the way,
Yeah.
because I think you were gone for this bit. I was thinking about it, and we're pretty well. At least I'm pretty sure that, in all likelihood, when we do the whole, what the fuck did it swap? Sorry, my Uber Eats suddenly swapped to a different payment method for some reason.
Gross.
Anywho, I'm pretty sure if we do get a ceasefire, the aliens are probably going to more or less go, okay, we're willing to consider it, but we're going to want to fight for dominance to like solidify it. So we're going to just put you in a cage match with aliens and just let you do that.
I love it.
I didn't think you'd be I didn't think you'd be upset with that plan.
All right. So to make it fair, it's going to be Jackie versus a frigate.
We're gonna put Jackie up against the Hive Queen. Please rip her psionics out with.
Is this
strange grapple.
before or after I bond with Neith?
Dealer's choice.
All right. Well, they're fucked.
I'm sure we can make everything significantly worse for the galaxy if we try hard enough.
Or better.
Why do I want to do that? Exactly.
Your mysteries are your own.
Show me your moves.
No.
No, it just occurred to me that, like, if we do manage to succeed in the whole diplomacy ceasefire with the aliens, our final climactic battle is probably going to be basically putting champions up against each other in a symbolic last fight of dominance. That's kind of how the aliens work.
Yeah, it would. And it would be seriously brutal.
So I'm sure we'll get plenty of work out of our mechs at that point. Yeah, yeah.
One-on-one fights. Let's go. Seagull's like, where's my mech? Oh wait, I'm a god. I don't need one. Slap. Is this the best you have?
Mhm. Anywho, I was just the other thought that comes to mind, Johnny.
Hmm.
We definitely need to guarantee Nieth's safety in all of this, no matter what.
Yeah, once she's bonded with me, she'll have everything that I have, and I'll have an eighth of what she has.
Oh, you're gonna do soul bond?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, can she do one when she doesn't have potentia?
It's a technique from the Iron
Wolves.
Eaters and the Nano Maiden, Steel Wolves. It's a combination of things. She doesn't need to have potentia to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna present a secondary concern. I was advised not to allow a AI of Nieth's level to have potentia because they won't be able to stop cultivating no matter what they want.
I thought that was only for your thing.
I was told that, period.
You could Soulbond. You would be the entire holder of the cultivation. You would lock her out of cultivating forever. Because you would almost be a master-slave contract where you would be the master in this case. But it's possible. But a little bit more development, you could have it be a symbiotic relationship where they are the parasite on your cultivation.
It's okay. What my plan is to use a for the soul bond, because that was going to happen soon. I'm planning to use a destiny fragment, and I plan to put in, I think it was 60 merit into the destiny fragment with potential, and kind of just juice it.
Actually, question that occurred that I didn't think of until just now. You're doing that with merit, not potentia?
Correct.
Oh, that should go around that issue, probably. That'll probably go around
Yep, destiny fragment with merit would bypass that completely.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Never mind, that goes there. Okay. I wanted to ask, thank you. For having
I had a kind of planned out of what I was going to do. I just we kind of just always had these stop gaps because I needed A, and then I needed B, and then I needed C, and now that I have all these things, it's kind of like we're getting close to the end game, so I might as well get it done.
Yeah, no, the merit and a destiny fragment, that'll do it.
I'm still trying to figure out the whole. Maybe I'll put some merit into a tier 3 body. My 3rd gen body. How much merit do I have right now? I've only got 40 merit. Jeez, fuck.
So, I would like Ogre for the next few bits of this. because this
Fine.
is serious planning. But I will say this: everyone will be getting 100 merit at the end of the session.
Seriously?
Yes,
It's a lot of fucking merit.
it will be, but it may be your last jump. I'll
Hmm.
probably give one other instance around 50. You could probably expect about 50 more merit, depending on what you guys do. Another 50 to 100 before the end of the game.
Do I add that 100 now?
At the end of this session,
Okay.
when we decide to end it.
Yeah, I just remember you saying it's going to be a short session, Matt. That's all.
Yes, because especially the contents of what we were discussing,
Mhm.
I would very much like Ogre to be a part of this.
Yeah. It's,
Because he's got a lot of stuff going on, just like everyone does,
yeah, we all have a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. But oh yeah, if this comes down to Fight of Champions, oh man, I'm looking forward to this shit. People are going to be 1v1ing colored predators. Let's go!
BRB.
Honestly, maybe we should do that anyway, just to prove a point to the aliens.
I will break you with my muscles.
Actually, no, legitimately. Legitimately, I'm thinking about it. Maybe we should offer up the Fight of Champions either way, just to prove to them our worth as allies, too.
There's a lot of options.
But I'm weak.
I'm
You can
weak and
de-atomize them.
sweet and innocent. I only can de-atomize you into pieces.
I can only
Ooh.
cause solar flares and fucking what's it called? A supernova.
Oh look, I sneezed. Achoo! Did you just? Oh, that star's gone. Did you just sneeze? Wasn't it a cute sneeze? You don't need to sneeze, do you? No.
No.
You know,
I
at that,
practiced.
don't worry. At that point, I will set up my aura just for the final battle.
Good, yeah.
Fucking hell. It occurs to me I can eat an entire star system, but I can't eat a star. I can eat all the I have all the nanite stuff to be able to do all the planets and the asteroids and all that, but not the star.
I mean, you would be one of the few people who could actually, within a reasonable amount of time, make Coruscant.
I mean, that was basically my plan for the moon, but that's not the point.
Don't worry. I plan to make a new union.
When we say
The Ascended Union?
Yeah, the Ascended Union.
Oh, that'll be if this goes the way you guys hope it will for book 1 of the 3-book saga for Enigma. That will be a massive thing for the next group that comes in. Having this Ascended Union you can join. Transhumanist movements. We're in the cleanup of the Civil War, something with the aliens. You either killed them all or scared them off, or they're just kind of hanging around in your backyard. Who knows?
By the time we get to the end of this, they're our next door neighbor. Hey, hi.
Hey neighbor, that's a big gun on that ship. It would suck if we threw a cultivator at it and he punched it.
It'd suck if we had Aether eat the round. Just open his mouth, go ham. I can see you doing that. It would suck if Jackie just wrestled it.
Jackie at distance wrestles the control mechanism for the gun, so when it fires, it explodes like the Death Star.
Johnny, you remember the phrase, they can't shoot their super weapon if they don't have a finger to push the button with.
That's true.
Sir, every time I try and touch the button, I'm missing a finger.
I don't
I think it's
understand.
more. Yeah. You gotta wrestle the concept of pressing the button. That's what you gotta do.
You wrestle the idea of pressing buttons.
And there's this Jackie's face inside the button, like, I'm
You didn't say the magic word. Jackie, are you?
Good old Jurassic Park reference.
Is that your real goal, to be able to wrestle concepts?
I mean, that's the
already-
whole point of Strange.
Strange
Yeah,
Grapple
Strange. Yeah.
He wrestled 2 cultivator clans. He was wrestling concepts. He's already doing that.
Hey, could you do me a favor and wrestle the limit I have on how many Miis I can have?
I mean, it would be a tough fight, but if he won, it could happen.
I'm just thinking of the backlash that might hurt you.
There would be a trade-off, yeah.
It's currently equal to willpower, so I guess I could just actually increase my willpower, finally. I could finally give myself... I'm impressed that Crashing Anvil managed to make my hive mind worse with his upgrade.
Well, it's not too bad. You also know that Nyx has been producing Pinnacle Potentia beads and orbs just left and right. And if you can get some from him, you wouldn't have to spend that much merit. You could probably find a solution.
I mean, Matt, I have at least one Destiny fragment a day. I have options.
I know you do.
I never even spent my first Pinnacle Potentia.
I know you do.
And he gave me another.
You know what?
I'm just waiting for the other foot to drop or the shoe to drop on this one. You're like, come on, I want to spend both on the same thing. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, that is, I might just drop both of them on my psionics and just let that happen.
No.
Ogre would be very sad.
I
was at the psionics first. Fuck you. Please continue, Char.
I was going to ask how many he can make because I would like to buy some off him.
There's not pretty much a limit.
I would like.
You'll have to discuss that with him, I think.
You will.
One sec.
He does. I'm sure he already sells them, so you're not his only buyer.
There is a downside for him making it, so there's a cost to him, but there's also conditions he has to set up for it to work. But he's found the perfect place for it. The cultivator antechamber. The cultivator union. He just sits in one of the stone cultivator private chambers and produces stuff.
I would like 206.
I'd like
Why?
one.
For what?
You know how many bones are inside an adult human body?
I see
he's
now.
trying to make his body.
Okay. Yeah, I see now. Okay.
Yeah, we've all seen the light here.
Okay, I'm definitely going to be dumping that merit I'm going to get into getting my my Gen 3 body running, I think. I'm just gonna put 100 merit into Gen 3 compatibility.
We'll have to go over that when the session is officially over. Did you guys want to do anything else, like look up old theses or troll for information or set up a sting for getting Nimlana or
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, I will say my thing. Then you two can figure out who talks next.
All right.
I'm gonna do two things because there's only two things not on my list that I'm gonna do because of this. One, I'm going to start setting up the infrastructure for us to go get Nimlana. And two, I'm going to start deploying spies to get info on all of our guests for this meeting.
Perfect.
Whoever goes next, have fun.
Please put those in your Discord or in the Discord, please. Yep.
I am going to start trolling for more. I guess maybe more research based on the condition of the Leah dimension by other like Leah ascended people who are kind of like laughed out of Leah society.
Yeah.
And essentially start compiling those research notes, my own research notes, and a list of people.
Sure. All right, go ahead and write that down. Anything else?
Trying to think of ways I can use some of my magnet charges. I need to talk to some people. I'll do some interrogations for this little upcoming thing next, and I'll use allergic to bullshit. I'm going to be interrogating. Who am I going to be interrogating? There's going to be some individuals, shady individuals that are going to be going to this thing. I need to, not the people that are going themselves, but people that are attached to it.
So you don't know who you're interrogating?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's why I said like that's kind of what I was putting two and two together. I just don't know where the next part's going. That's all.
Would you instead interview them?
I mean, I can always use my my allergic to bullshit on interviews, I suppose.
Well, you can roll interrogate, but if you call it an interrogation,
It's interrogation at the end of the day. Yeah, no, I got you. I
but
got
if
you.
you're like, come, you're going to be the aides of so and so, we need to interview you first.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
And then you actually interrogate them. Surprise!
I'll use my negative allergic to bullshit on that. Unforgiving. No one's really wronged me recently.
Well, that you didn't solve already.
I know. Elemental fusion of wood. I think I will use with cultivation. I'm going to attempt to grapple my inner demon while doing an internal. So I'm going to make it not be able to stop me. Just kind of like get in a hold while I'm my spiritual body is putting my inner self into a hold while I cultivate an internal potential, and I'm going to see if I can solidify that or if the demon gets out, I suppose. And it's probably just a roll off at that point because like we both have the same stats, wouldn't we? Or how would that even work?
It's going to be difficult because it has identical stats to you, and while you can make a roll off, it will be able to access most, if not all, of the things you can do as well. And it'd just be a narrative confrontation. If you just want to use the I challenge you to a duel
kind of thing, yeah.
And it would be a lot of it up to chance, and I don't think you want to leave it to chance.
No, for sure. I was just thinking of ways I can use my elemental fusion of wood.
Right, but it would also get the elemental fusion of wood.
That's fine. Wood on wood is fine. It was mostly I was thinking because of my inner self's more organic compared to my outer self anyway. It's like more of a...
It has an identical character sheet to yours.
No, for sure.
Anything you can use on it, it can use on you. And it would be a little bit of a creative battle, but there also... Well, a lot of it would be luck.
Yeah, I think it was more like you get the jump on it kind of deal, and then go from there. But
maybe
unforgiving. I think if anyone is trash talking Neith, I'm going to activate one of those charges and then put them in their place. Yeah, that seems like a good use of unforgiving.
You just guys go start hunting down anybody that says something mean about Neith. Please do. I love it.
I am the Inquisition.
I love it.
Just give them the nice stern talking to, and then activate unforgiving so like they really understand that they fucked up. And then yeah. That's what I want to do. That's what I'll do with my time. And then yeah, a little little bit of a distraction, I suppose, is in order, and use that elemental wood, kind of see if we can try a little, who's in charge at this point, at this moment, kind of deal. See if I can get in that internal potential. That's what I'm doing. That's my my time for the rest of this session.
Okay.
I'll write that in chat.
Appreciate it.
So it occurred to me that in all of this, we never actually named this meeting we're about to have. I vote Conclave because the Conclave is such a dramatic name, even if it is a bit stereotypical. What do you guys think?
I think we should just
Vote for names. Vote for names in chat. Go. Everyone must come up with their own name or thing to call it. Quickly.
That's a serious question. What do you guys think of the name for that, though? Like
No, it's good. I put mine down already. So
the problem. I mean,
The no trouble huddle.
the Conclave of Enigma. Oh, yeah, no, that's good.
see. I think of that because this could be a way of making it more permanent. If it goes well,
There, the problem Conclave of Enigma.
well, so the reason why I think the Conclave of Enigma, right? This could be a way of being like, look, these are the powers of Enigma. Fuck the enigmatic government, and we can try and rip power away from he who shall not be named permanently.
Apparently, he's not involved exactly in the enigmatic government.
No.
He's actually heavily involved in the cultivator union instead.
Fair. But
Because
like,
it's everywhere.
yeah. But in a way, we could like this could replace the oversight committee.
Good.
Yeah, I see what you. Yeah, I like the idea of conclave of the.
Matthias is very smart though, because if you have claws in everywhere cultivators are, that's power, and he's put it in everything. And if it doesn't have cultivators, he's probably got cultivators in it eventually. And if you're not a cultivator and you have to go against cultivators, you're kind of screwed.
Shame about all those hope breakers I plan to make.
It's just they'll never be able to withhold against our power. And then there's this as 3 hope breakers drop from a shuttle, and they're like,
Sorry.
"What are those?"
Sorry, I thought I heard a bitch talking.
Pieces. There's a reason why none of this stuff is available anymore.
Yeah, somebody made sure it wasn't. I couldn't imagine what asshole would do that.
Also, nobody needs weapons that can punch through ship hull
Mm,
from the inside.
What about if you are the weapon?
what if the target you're shooting at is as hard as ship hull?
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
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 Here you go, Johnny. Here you go. Here you go. Here. To answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nice. Matt knows what's up.
Yeah, I know what's
So,
up.
what
It's super serious. It's super secret.
Super serial?
Okay.
Super secret serial.
I don't care. That's my secret.
What was I going to say? Nope, don't remember.
Oh yeah, you have a game.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're getting Uber.
Yeah, I ordered food.
Oh, Tim and I were gonna ask if you wanted to go to Applebee's.
Uh-oh.
I already ordered food.
Clearly. I
Yeah.
just commented on that.
Wait, is my headset? It's on mute. Why the fuck?
Sort of thing. We heard Arissa. We heard the call for food. All right. Thank you for the session, Matt. It was good. Good little
Yeah.
short little thing of
Oh,
planning.
some.
Little a very big brain planning. That's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Lee got anything out of that.
I
It's
don't know.
probably a lot of stuff going on.
Yelly.
I think Lee fell asleep.
I don't blame them. It's what 2:00 in the morning around there.
What did he talk about?
Lee. They listen in. I don't mind them listening in, but they're in South Africa, so they're a couple hours ahead,
6 hours ahead of me, and it's 9:00 here. So 3 and 3:00 in the morning almost.
The determination on food was I ordered fried chicken so I can put it in the fridge, save it for lunch tomorrow, and we can have Applebee's tonight. That's my
There you
plan.
go. Very nice.
Matt, I think I know what I'm gonna do here. Matt,
Hmm.
for the tier for the Gen 3 body, I'm gonna put a pinnacle potentia into 3rd gen compatibility. For one. That's gonna be one. Alright.
Mhm. Yeah.
And 2, I'm gonna toss some merit in dependent on how the pinnacle potentia thing does.
Mm. Alright.
So
Oh, gosh.
my problem is I can only cultivate 100 Leah.
You can only cultivate 100?
You can only cultivate 100 Leah potentia.
That is a shame.
But that's about the weight of 1,000 potentia in it.
I say looking at my 410 that weighs 4,000.
Right?
That shit's bullshit.
Yeah. So it goes.
I might try and cultivate more than that, though.
I mean, their assumption was that you would never become, a higher tier ascended at that point too. So, who knows, right?
Yeah. I might cultivate potentia. Cultivate a perfect pinnacle potentia for each one of my bones.
All right, let me do my thing with the tier 3 because I'm gonna get off after that to go get food.
Alright, I'm gonna go food too as well.
Well, do you want to wait for the animatronic thing until like later then and talk about it later, so you have time
Yes.
to think about it?
Yeah, that'd be best.
Okay. Then you know what I'm going to do with it. We'll figure out what you want me to do with merit expenditure studies and all that for that later. And thanks for the session and the 100 merit.
Yeah, it'll be juicy, but
And
that'll be spend it wisely, because the most you'll get is another 100 before the end.
a lot of what I do has stopped relying on merit long
Yeah.
ago. So no.
I do like the in-game level up systems that I'm putting into games.
You're going to want to maybe reel it in a little bit in the future since I'm going to be pumping out like 80 potentia for like several days.
You haven't even gotten close to breaking the system. Farak actually produced a formula that makes me cry.
Matt, I want you to understand I haven't broken the system because I have very purposefully not upgraded my way of cultivating.
And I appreciate that, because
Yeah. I thought I'd be respectful of your game and just not.
I talked
I
to
had-
Farak. He was going to be getting 800 fulfilled potentia a day, and I was like,
I already
"Yum!"
I already did a bunch of math. I actually could be getting a lot more potentia than I am, but I thought
know.
80 a day is fine.
Yeah, I like the in-game level up system. Balancing is hard.
But luckily, a lot of my potentia is also going into very esoteric powers. Like, part of what I'm going to be building is powers to identify minerals and things, so I can be my own
Huh.
walking. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to turn myself into a, hey, let's find out what the minerals is in this planet, what minerals are in these veins, and stuff like that, so I could identify, mining asteroids, planetary bodies to mine, things like that. And also a bunch of predictive things for figuring out where I can find star systems like that, so I can claim them and start turning them into nanites.
Butt and rip the flesh. Kill the butt and rip the flesh.
Anyway, I'm gonna get off. Thank you again. Have a good night. I will
man.
see you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.
Nice, guys. Thanks for playing.
Hey, Matt.
What's up, bud?
Sorry for snapping at you. I've just been in a lot of pain recently. And
What happened?
I got pneumonia is what happened. And there was a little bit of yeah, pneumonia. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just bacteria in the lungs build up and eat your inside, kind of deal. Yeah.
Are you on the mend or are you not through it yet?
I'm on the mend. Yeah. I just had a little bit of a flare up today, and I was just a little frustrated. I tried talking before, and you talked over me, and I was like, "All right, that's fine." And then I tried
think
again.
you
You just
might
didn't hear
have
me.
been muted.
I wasn't muted that time. No, I just don't think you heard me. That's all.
I was trying not to do that. It's just I don't think I heard you at all.
That's completely fine. Yeah, no, it's we're time difference. It's just I just wanted to explain myself and give you a peace of mind. That's all.
No, it's all cool. I just felt bad. It was not intentional by any means.
Mhm.
And I was wondering why you were being so quiet. And then you kind of got a little angry, and I was like, I'm sorry. I haven't heard a peep out of you since you said AFK.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was not my intention. But Johnny, you were going to fight some people. It's gonna be crazy.
Well, the whole point of my character was to make a mech warrior, and that's what I did. So
You are the mech and the warrior. That's funny, dude. That is so cool. I can't believe you pulled it off. All right, I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna grab me some dinner. And wish you good night.
all right.
We'll talk about everyone's expenditures some other time during the week. And yeah, Charles, if you're still on, maybe so we can play some ARAM
Yeah.
after dinner. John, if you want to play, I don't know what your schedule looks like, but
ARAM?
yeah, all random, all mid on League of Legends.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, they made some updates to the map that's been really healthy for the game mode.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So, because it's single lane, and some champions are just really, really strong in such a small, confined lane. So they made some very healthy updates, and it's been a lot more fun. But all right, I'm gonna go run out because I got me the hunger. I don't know what I want to
Yeah.
get though. That's the thing. What do I get to eat?
Chinese.
Oh, you know, yep, no, yep. I want it. I want it in my life. I would hit up Payway, but they've just been suffering. I'm gonna use Panda.
Nope. Yeah, no panda around your place now, or?
Yeah, we do. It's a little further out though.
Ah, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Thanks, guys.